ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Burke Livestock Auction is a family-owned livestock marketing center in Burke, South Dakota. We are located in south central part of the state. Cattle sales are held weekly on Saturdays, with approximately 65,000 of south central South Dakota and north central Nebraska's finest feeder and breeding cattle marketed annually. Mark your calendar for our September 21st fall calf and yearling sale. Sale starts at 9:30 with lunch to start at 11. Burke Livestock is a proud supporter of state amateur baseball.
When it comes to sports bars, the Sports Center in Larchwood, Iowa has put themselves above the rest. They open bright and early, 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends, so you can start your day off right with them. And speaking of starting your day off right, they have daily food specials that will have your taste buds jumping for joy. The best flatbread pizza in the area, top-notch burgers, and don't worry, they have the best salads as well. The Sports Center in Larchwood. If you haven't tried it yet, put it down as your next destination.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
What started out to be a small community celebration has grown into an attraction that draws literally thousands of people each year. Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2025 for the 75th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is sponsored by the Tabor Chamber of Commerce and proudly supports the Tabor Bluebirds and Bonhomme High School athletics.
Sun Gold Sports is proud to call Mitchell and Huron home. With over 50 years of experience, we are here for all of your printing needs. Whether it's for your business, school, or personal, we are your one-stop custom shop. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, banners, trophies, awards, and so much more. Give Steph a call at 605-770-6829. Sun Gold Sports of Huron and Mitchell. We print t-shirts.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is located in Platte. Since 1980, David has worked with his father, family, and hired men to provide bulls with the best health, management, selection, and genetics to produce a quality product to meet the customer's needs. Mark your calendar for their annual bull sale on the second Saturday of April. Check out their website at pvfcharolais.com or give David Mason a call for more information. Prairie Valley Farm Charolais is a proud supporter of all Black Panther school activities. Remember, U.S. beef, it's what's for dinner. Located in the heart of Mitchell, Blarney's is your one-stop for mouth-watering food, refreshing drinks, and your latest sports action. Fans, it's state amateur baseball time, and Blarney's is your pre- and post-game destination. Whether you're finishing up the early game and need a spot to eat for lunch, or celebrating a late-night victory, stop in at Blarney's and keep the party going with cold, refreshing drinks. Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill, a proud supporter of the state amateur baseball tournament.
From your innovative attachment solutions provider for over 40 years, MDS Manufacturing. One of a kind, revolutionary, game-changing. MDS doesn't make the loader, MDS makes the loader better.
As the weather warms up, so does our time outside. If you've been putting off your next home project, then Elite Renovations in Platte and Mitchell is ready to help. If you're looking to upgrade or update your roof, siding, windows, doors, and decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, flooring, cabinets, tile, or drywall, they got the crews. Book a free consultation to discuss your options. Visit their website at elitereno-sd.com to get started with your summer project.
The One Stop in Redfield is a friendly, family-owned business. We carry hot stuff, pizza, sandwiches, and more. Before you take a trip, or if you're just out and about, stop by and fuel up with Sinclair gasoline from E30 to E85. Use your Dino app for extra savings and your Pump and Save card for free stuff. Don't forget to visit the automatic car wash for that spotless shine. One Stop in Redfield is a proud supporter of all school sports and activities.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Hey farmers, don't have the time or the means to haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at NewGen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, NewGen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's NUGEN Marion.com.
A better you starts closer to home, with people who understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
It might be time for you to strongly consider leasing bulls from Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Here's Cody.
Well, it's a really good option to acquire some excellent genetics for an affordable price. It's become really popular. When you first hear about lease bulls, sometimes it may frighten a person. So this is a different ballgame. You know, there's a genetic program behind these bulls. These are bulls that have a genetic program and really are designed genetically to very nice calves.
Call 1-800-548-BULL.
At Lesterville Feed and Grain, they pride themselves on offering top-notch products at competitive prices. Whether you're looking for feed for your livestock or grains for your crops, they have you covered. And with their market bids, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal possible. But it's not just about the products, it's about the service. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help answer any questions you may have and provide expert advice to help you succeed in your farming endeavors.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Dr. Kelly Tobin and staff at Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic are proud supporters of high school athletics. When it comes to large and small animal health, look to Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic. They understand how important your livestock is to you and will give you service that you can depend on. Call 539-1040. That's 539-1040. Rolling Hills is located on Dakota Avenue, across from Farm Bureau in Wessington Springs. Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect, so you get everything you need right here in the place you call home, now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
It's the 92nd Annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament here on Live Ticket TV. Good evening, folks, and get ready for game number 6 here of the state tournament, as we have 5 teams that have punched their ticket on to the round of 16. And tonight's final game features Elk Point Colt 45s taking on the undefeated Redfield Dairy Queen, along with Spencer Bewley, who's our producer. Charlie Preen, our cameraman, Cole Larsh, the color man sitting next to me. I'm Heath Nimke. We get you set for this final game of the evening. We've already said 5 tickets have been punched on. Let's go back to a little over 24 hours ago, where we started off at 5:30. Wessington Springs getting the win over Akron 10-7. And the final game of last night's session, Larchwood got an 18-3 victory over the Burke Bombers. So far in today's action, game number 3, it was the Dimmick Emery Raptors that defeated Lake Norton 7-2. And the final game of the afternoon, and a slight upset, Castlewood beat Tabor 7-5. And just a little bit ago, we saw the first game of the evening session. It was the Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks getting the win over the Meadow Mad Frogs by a final score of 4-2. We'll take a look at the rest of the bracket coming up throughout the evening on all the games coming up for the next few days. But before we get to any more on that night, before I get to my partner, my broadcast partner, Cole Larsh, let's get to the teams and how they got here. And we see that the Redfield Dairy Queen, a team that has been so successful, I just mentioned a moment ago, 19-0 overall. They come from the Northern Plains League. They were the best team, getting easily past that league district final to get over to this to the state tournament and make it here. On the opposite side, the Elk Point Colt 45s, they come from the State Line League and had to go through, well, a few games to finally punch their ticket in on the final day. All right, let's meet our starting lineups for both Elk Point Colt 45s and the Redfield Dairy Queen. Well, we will begin with the team that was just announced, and that was Elk Point Colt 45s. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Shields. The starting 9 for them will be number 11, Jackson Hines leading things off, playing at the catcher position. Batting second, number 27, Cole Noctigal out in left field. Batting third will be number 5, Preston Faithful, the second baseman. Batting fourth will be number 3, Hunter Ingwerson, the third baseman. Batting fifth, number 14, Riggs Preeb, the designated hitter. Batting sixth, number 19, Ashton Pick, the center fielder. Batting seventh, number 23, Jay Taller, the first baseman. Batting eighth, number 10, Hunter Colt in the right fielder. Batting ninth, Logan Bobzine, the shortstop. And on the bump tonight for the Elk Point Colt 45s, playing at the University of Sioux Falls, but also playing for Colt 45 tonight, it will be Jake Pruchniak getting the start on the bump tonight for the Elk Point Colt 45s. On the opposite side for the Redfield Dairy Queen, tonight's starting lineup, batting first, number 29, Bennett Olson, the center fielder. Batting second, number 17, Nolan Gall, the first baseman. Batting third, number 19, Cooper Haney, the shortstop. Batting fourth, number 15, Preston Osborne, the pitcher. Batting fifth, number 10, Keaton Rolfs, the catcher. Batting sixth, number 3, Brett Osborne, the right fielder. Batting seventh, number 12, Christensen DeYoung, the left fielder. Batting eighth, number 26, Nathan Haney, the third baseman. And batting ninth, number 5, Owen Osborne, the second baseman for the Redfield Dairy Queen. And again, go back to the guy batting fourth. Peyton Osborne will get the start for Redfield Dairy Queen here this evening. And that is your starting lineups, brought to you by Shields. They carry world-class brands and back every product they carry with their Shields guarantee. You can feel confident knowing you're purchasing the same footwear, apparel, and gear professionals rely on at Shields. Is it an upset? How do Elk Point Colt 45s handle this Redfield Dairy Queen, a team, again, that has yet to lose throughout the amateur season? My broadcast partner, Cole Larsch. Cole, what should we expect from this undefeated Redfield Dairy Queen team?
Well, here's the deal. We're going to expect really good batting up and down this lineup. I mean, basically, if you look at it and you look at somebody and their last name is Osborne, there's a very, very good chance that they're batting over 300, maybe even over 400. And then to back that up, they have really good pitching as well. Peyton Osborne, their leading pitcher, 7-0 on the season for him. And it's going to be an all-around attack for them. They're either going to pitch good and bat not so good, bat really good, pitch not so good, or do both really, really good. And I think that's what you're going to expect from this Redfield Dairy Queen team.
Elk Point Colt 45s. They get the name because a few years ago when they put this team together, you had to be 45 or older to be a part of the team. They have since gone away from that philosophy, and they have brought on a lot of younger guys, including Jake Prushniak, who's getting the start on the bump tonight. A great, great young pitcher. In fact, if you look at that Elk Point Colt 45s, this is what they're built on. 3-star pitchers. How important is it then to have a great start from Jake tonight?
Well, it's going to be the difference between the game or not, because when you think about it, you got to pitch really good against these really good teams and hope that your bats catch up to it. And ultimately, the winner of the tournament, no matter who you are, you got to have really good pitching up and down the lineup. So I think if you want to have your best chance to upset an undefeated team, you have to throw out your best guy, and there you go. I mean, that's going to be what they're going to have to do.
And you mentioned something earlier. I want to go back to the Redfield Dairy Queen. 4 different games where they come in 19-0 overall. 4 games. They had 20 runs or more. They only had 3 games where they didn't score double digits. So, as you mentioned, a very good Dairy Queen team. One of the favorites, if you will. But the question always remains, they don't maybe see this a lot of different competition. They play a lot of teams twice, maybe even 3 times, just because of where they're located at in the state. They don't have maybe necessarily, I don't want to say tougher competition, just not as much different competition throughout the season.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think that's going to be, people that might look down on this Redfield Dairy Queen team is like, okay, yeah, they play the same 6 teams 3 times, or you could say, or just teams in that area. Maybe the Northern Plains isn't as strong as they are, but I think Redfield Dairy Queen's going to turn a lot of heads this game, no matter who they're playing. I think they're just going to come out. They're going to pitch really well, bat really well, and I think they're going to prove that even if they're coming out of that Northern Plains district, they can still be a really, really talented team.
The winner of this one will get the Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks, who got the win a little bit ago against the Menlo Mad Frogs by a final score of 4-2. Again, this will be the 6th ticket punched into the round of 16, and plenty more games coming up for tomorrow, including one of the favorites, as always, in any state tournament, and of course a fan favorite when it comes to packing the house here at Cannibal Park. Alexandria plays against Flandreau at 11 o'clock, and then at 1 o'clock, Platte takes on Del Rapids Mudcats for the afternoon sessions. If you have not made your way out to Cadwell Park yet this season, we hope you certainly do so and catch some wonderful baseball. It's been another wonderful couple of days. In fact, we talk about the beginning of August. It always seems like it's the dog days of summer and just a lot of heat, but it's been the complete opposite here the first 2 days at Cadwell Park. It's been comfortable and cool so far as the final warm-up pitches come in. And that being said, let's get into the forecast for this ball game. I just mentioned it a moment ago. It is on the cooler side outside. 66 right now. We are seeing a north wind around 13. It is going to continue to clear off. A low around 49 for this evening. We could see winds gust yet still as high as 20 throughout the ball game. Nonetheless, we are set and ready to go for game number 6 of this state tournament between Elk Point Colt 45s and Redfield Dairy Queen. It's Jackson Hennis, the catcher, to lead things off for Elk Point. We will also do our best to make sure everything's kind of distinguished. As you can see right now, both teams are wearing primary color white. First pitch is picked up, and it's going to be in for a hit as the third baseman for the Dairy Queen got in front of Haney. That's Nathan and Cooper battling for the baseball there. Nathan throw over to first, not in time, and Jackson's aboard with the leadoff hit.
Yeah, not exactly the way you want to start defensively, but, a little miscommunication maybe
maybe taking a tough hop there, but it's just one of those where it's right in the gap, so no matter who gets it, they're going to have a tough play.
Noctegal will now step up to bat. Noctegal batting a .267 coming into it, and he's going to find the Bermuda Triangle out in left field for another single, and quickly, Cole, back-to-back hits for this Elk Point Colt 45s team.
I mean, that's the exact start that you want to do to get this game started. 2 hits on 2 batters. I think 3 pitches, maybe even 2. I'm not 100% positive. I, quite honestly wasn't quite paying attention to start the game, but 2 hits early for this Colt 45 squad.
Again, we talk about Osborne getting the start here. Peyton Osborne will bring you a little bit more of his stats here in just a second, as he is considered the ace pitcher, or at least the man who has pitched the most.
Yeah, he's 10-0 on the season, officially 7-0 record, 49 2/3 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts, 22 walks, so definitely a contact pitcher, but he's gotten the most work for them so far. I believe 9 games started on the season for him.
Kicks and fires on this one, swing and a miss. Good to be working with a proper villain. Cole Larsh and myself always working together throughout the season when it comes down to Vermilion Sports. It's been quite some time since Cole and I were last sitting together in a baseball broadcast booth doing some baseball, as he always leaves me during the summer. Joe Van Gore off in the distance making some comments that I will not repeat. Might get myself in trouble if I repeat that comment out loud.
Yeah, boss man doesn't care.
We'll keep it PG. It's strike and a miss, and there's strikeout number 1 for Peyton Osborne. And there's 1 away with 2 aboard here for Elk Point Colt 45s.
Yeah, it's definitely a position that you want to capitalize on here if you're the Colt 45s. Runner in scoring position, 2 guys on. You were 2 for 2 in your first 2 at-bats. It'd be really unfortunate if you went 1, 2, 3 with your 3, 4, 5 hitters.
And again, you can kind of sort of see it here on the TV screen at home. Redfield Dairy Queen has the pinstripes, if you will. Otherwise, they are wearing both white uniforms. A little surprised here as Elk Point Colt 45s. A new addition was the white uniforms this year. Otherwise, traditionally wearing orange uniforms. This one in for a call ball. 1-1 the count with runners on first and second.
Yeah, and the biggest difference between these 2 jerseys, the Redfield jerseys have a black half sleeve almost that goes about halfway down the arm to the elbow. Elk Point Colt 45s, all white.
Both clean uniforms, though. The traditional pinstripes. And
usually get the best uniforms come state tournament time.
And this one in for a called strike. It's strikeout number 2. As it looked like Ingerson was putting his kind of elbow out there to maybe get hit. He looked back to the ump saying, I did get hit, but nothing called. And back-to-back outs via the strikeout. As now stepping up to bat will be Riggs Preeb, the DH for Elk Point Colt 45s. Riggs batting a .208 on the season. First pitch is up. A lot of movement from Jackson Hennis over there at second. Have a lot of speed. And now this one will go foul. And it will reset 1-1 the count. Sun just starting to peek down. A little bit of casting high shadows. Artificial lights will be coming on here in just a little bit.
Yeah, I get used to doing umpiring so many baseball games during the summer that right about this time is when my eyes are starting to adjust. They start seeing this. They're not used to sitting up in a press box. So my eyes are kind of freaking out right now.
And casting very tall shadows, which could still cause an issue for certain guys in certain positions. As this one goes foul, you kind of see out there in left field, if you will, that shadow that's not so big, but all of a sudden just gets full sun over on the right side yet.
Yeah, and the worst 3 positions right now on the field are first baseman, right fielder, and first base umpire. As that sun goes down in Cadwell, that is right in your eyes.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. As Preeb tries to get himself on base, and now going to step off for a moment is Osborne.
Yeah, deuces are wild, by the way.
Like that comment as always.
I want to say it every time.
Please do. This one, they say, called strike 3 So Osborne, 1, 2, 3 strikeouts in a row after Elk Point Colt 45 was able to get the first 2 batters aboard via the hit. But nonetheless, we go to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0. Bottom of the first comes up in 90 seconds here on Live Ticket TV. The heart of farming season is coming up, and Caton International is your HIH dealer in Crofton, Nebraska. Caton International offers top-notch parts and service to keep your equipment running smoothly all season long. Their team of experts is there to help with any maintenance or repairs you may need, so you can focus on what you do best, farming. And don't forget to check out their website for the latest deals and promotions. Whether you're in the market for a new piece of equipment or just need some replacement parts, Caton International has you covered.
We travel in packs. Fearless first-timers and go-getters. Sightseers and mudslingers. Trail conquerors and adrenaline junkies. We believe great rides deserve great company. And wherever the ride takes us, there's always room for one more.
Experience the enduring legacy of Castlewood Farms Elevator, a farmer-owned cooperative that has served the ag community for more than a century. Dedicated to enhancing efficiency and offering superior services, they provide a comprehensive range of crop nutrition, protection products, commercial fertilizer, and livestock feed. Visit CastlewoodElevator.com or give them a call today. Your ultimate destination for agriculture needs is Castlewood Farmers Elevator.
Discover a piece of Americana at Cone's Corner, a renowned 1920s rural gas station turned firearm haven in the upper Midwest. Since 2004, their updated store has preserved nostalgia with gas pumps and snacks for travelers alongside a selection of 2,500 firearms. Purchase in-store or through Charlie for global delivery. They buy single guns, entire collections, and offer trades. Whether you're a collector or looking to sell, they've got you covered. Cone's Corner, proud sponsor of Castlewood Youth Athletics and Events.
Cadwell Park, home of the state amateur baseball tournament for this year before we move over to Brandon Valley next year. Before coming back to Cadwell Park, along with Cole Larch. Good evening, I'm Heath Nimke as we set for the bottom of the first inning. Bennett Olson, Nolan Gall, and Cooper Haney all due up. Jake Prushniak will be the pitcher tonight for the Elk Point Colt 45s. Don't have a full number on Jake and what he has done this season, besides the simple telling you about his overall record, which is 3-0. But the State Line League, not a big league, if you will, when it comes to keeping stats via Game Changer. So don't have all the information, but how about that? A 3-0 start, or I should say overall 3-0, good enough for Jake, the baseball player from the University of Sioux Falls. Stands tall on the mound as the first pitch is in. One thing we do know with Jake, what are you going to say, Cole?
I was going to say last year, I remember coming into this time, he was 2-0 on the season through 2 complete games. I believe he allowed 1 base runner in those 2 games coming into the tournament last year.
And something I was going to mention, we see right away, he brings the stuff, if you will. A lot of heat on his pitch.
That's one thing I wish that as we were talking about it over there, that I don't think the next thing that Cadwell Park should install is a radar gun with a box right beside the scoreboard.
Now, we were maybe spoiled a little bit earlier this season calling the State B at Augustana where we did have that, and it was very convenient to see what some of those younger guys were throwing. Out when they say just out. So 2 balls and a strike.
It is 1-2.
Oh, it is 1-2.
That's what the umpire just said.
Okay. A late strike call there on that one then. So the 1-2, this one fouled off. Will certainly be 1-2 then. Again, Bennett Osborne up to bat. Nolan Gall, Cooper Haney all due up here for the Redfield Dairy Queen in the bottom of the first inning. We'll get you more stats here on Dairy Queen in their batters.
Well, I got some of the batters in front of me, I guess.
I was going to get that to you in a moment. The 1-2, this one, they say, did he go? Looks like he did. So Osborne down for the strikeout. First strikeout, 4 straight strikeouts in a row now that we've seen here at Cadwell Park. Cole.
Yeah, that was number 29, Bennett Osborne. That was his 2nd strikeout all season.
Wow.
At this point, he was .500 batter, 32 hits, 26 RBI, 30 runs scored, 10 walks, 1 strikeout. That was number 2.
Nolan Gall now steps up to bat. What can you tell us about Gall?
.379 hitter on the season, 22 hits and RBIs, scored 26 runs. Very patient at the plate, 20 walks drawn.
1-0 the count. Prushniak fires this one in, swing and a miss as Gall wanted that. Something else we see with these two teams, high numbers, if you will, on the backs of their jerseys. Some teams traditionally on the lower side, these guys a little bit on the higher side, yes.
But I don't mind that because it's a little easier to see when you're trying to, you can see 2 numbers better, you can see 1.
Now the question is, I have to ask all my Redfield fans out there, we've been kind of told that it's a blue color, but Cole almost looks like more of a bluish teal, if you will, for Redfield Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it has been in the past. Typically that blue teal color, kind of similar to a Del Rapids Mudcats or a Dimmick Emery type of color right there. Somewhere in between, I'd say.
Yep. Helps make the numbers stand out, the names stand out a little bit more for Redfield Dairy Queen. The count 2-2 with 1 out, nobody aboard. Prushniak sets, fires this one in, and another strikeout. 2 strikeouts already for Prushniak here in the ball game.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what we expected with him on the mound. I mean, he was going to bring his stuff, and I'd say this is definitely their number 1 pitcher by far, and just kind of looking at records and the limited numbers we may have, but I would be amazed if he doesn't continue this for a majority of the game.
All outs here at Cadwell Park in the ball game through the strikeout. Now, we did see Elk Point Colt 45s get 2 hits.
Yeah, 3 looking in the top of the first, 2 swinging in the second. Bottom of the first, excuse me.
This one outside for a ball. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by RDO Equipment. Discover a wide range of John Deere and Vermeer equipment at one of their RDO store locations, offering top-notch machinery solutions for ag and industrial work. There's an RDO Equipment location over there in Redfield as well. Proud supporter of the Redfield Dairy Queen. 2-0 the count. Duhaney up to bat, playing the shortstop position. This one in for a called strike. I was just thinking the same thing, Spencer Bewley, as he said over in the production truck. It's a delayed strike call. It's maybe not the quickest to point out. Cole, what's your thoughts on it? Are you more of a right away, pull the trigger type of guy?
I'm an audio right away guy, and I believe this is our home plate umpire as well. He's the same way, then with the signal afterwards.
The 2-1, this time it's a ground ball over to Fafer. The second baseman throws to Toller. It's the 4-3 putout. And for both teams, 1, 2, 3 in order. Your bet cashes if you take the NRFI in the first inning. We move to the top of the second. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
At Heartland State Bank, our customers are at the center of everything we do. Heartland State Bank is a family-owned community bank and here for you. We have an experienced lending staff for fast, local decisions. Heartland State Bank offers competitive rates and is proud to provide uptown services with a hometown touch. With 4 locations in Redfield, Tulare, Wessington, and Highmore, we aspire to support the communities we live and work in. Heartland State Bank, member FDIC.
It may seem like the smallest town in South Dakota, so how could it have everything you need when you may find yourself in the middle of nowhere? But at Canova Service Center, whatever you may need in the middle of nowhere, that's where they are. Fencing, lumberyard, hardware, oil changes, tire sales, and repair. Rental equipment, feed bunks, cattle shelters, convenience store, and more. So no, you're not in the middle of nowhere. It's the Canova Service Center.
We're your local one-stop shop. This is Angela, owner and operator of Amcota Farm and Home Center. From the DIYers, fixer-uppers, to contractors, we have what you need to get the job done. Building supplies, Valspar paint, and tools, Crystal X tubs, fencing supplies, and bog boots for your farm needs. We know how busy life can get. We offer delivery to make your life easier. Amcota Farm and Home Center on Dakota Avenue in Wessington Springs. Big city value, small town center.
At Cadwell Park, welcome aboard to Live Ticket TV. It's great to have you along for the 92nd annual South Dakota State Amateur Tournament happening at Cadwell Park in Mitchell, South Dakota. 0-1 in for a called strike. 0-2 to Hunter Ingwerson, the third baseman who steps up to bat. We'll also see Riggs Preeb and Ashton Pick all due up in the top of the second for the Elk Point Colt 45s. Again, a Colt 45s team that used to be all about guys over the age of 45. I know a few of them do still remain a part of this team, but they are now starting to get on the younger side. And this one in, called for strike number 3, Peyton Osborne, his 4th strikeout of the ball game. In fact, 4 up, 4 down through strikeouts.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, after starting the game with 2 singles, I think he just kind of said to himself, all right, that's enough of that. Now 4 strikeouts looking in a row. Ups his season total to 44.
Impressive numbers for him this season with 44 strikeouts, including, as Cole just mentioned, this state tournament so far. Now stepping up to bat, Riggs Preeb, the DH spot. Swing and a miss there. And count 1-1. Talking about the older side, Riggs is on that side of the over 45. But one thing we know, Cole Large, some of those guys that fall over the age of 40 are some of the better ball players. By the way, fans, as you see it on the broadcast, come to it here in just a moment. On the front of the jerseys, it can get a little confusing, as it does say Colt 45s, right in where you traditionally see MLB players have their numbers at.
This is Jay Toller, by the way. Number 23. Grounds out to short for out number 2. Because there was 2 singles.
Oh,
so
yes,
Hennis
that's
singles,
right.
Noctigal singles.
I'm
Pfeiffer
sorry.
strikeout, Ingwerson strikeout, Preeb strikeout. Ashton Pick was the first batter.
I should just pay attention to the...
You should just look at your game changer thanks to Mr. Greenfield over there beside us.
I got the whole entire strikeouts on my mind there.
That's why I was so confused. I'm like, you said Preeb. I'm like, he struck out last inning.
So now up, I apologize, Hunter Cotton out in right field.
Cotton, a 267 hitter on the season. And the catcher took one somewhere. Right in the throat.
So a stop for a moment here in the action. As he's going to walk it off here. Keaton Rolfs for a moment. Again, fans, don't forget, you can catch all the games exclusively streamed here on Live Ticket TV. Plenty more action coming up for you tomorrow. Flandreau takes on Alexandria at 11 o'clock. The 1 o'clock game set for Platte taking on Del Rapids Mudcats. 5:30 game, Canova takes on Lesterville. And the 7:30 game, Northville taking on Kimball White Lake. Certainly going to be a packed house with the gang playing tomorrow and Alexandria playing tomorrow. And I know those other teams bring a great crowd on hand. So if you're making your way out to Cadwell Park, just know it's going to be a busy place here in Mitchell. Resuming action, as again, Cotton is up to bat. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this one, a ground ball over to Osborne. Gloves throws to first. It's the 4-3 putout to end the top of the second. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. That comes up in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
If you love being outside, solving problems, and working with your hands, apply now at James Valley Landscape Solutions. James Valley offers on-the-job training in all aspects of the green industry, with modern equipment and technology and competitive pay. Benefits include overtime pay, healthcare, dental, vision, and more. Apply now at jamesvalleylandscape.com or in person at 600 West Spruce in Mitchell.
Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator is a proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Mustangs at the State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator has been servicing the Mount Vernon area for over 75 years. See them for your agronomy and feed needs no matter the farming season. They will take care of all your grain handling needs as well. Mount Vernon Farmers Elevator would like to wish the Mustangs and all the teams best of luck at the state tournament.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
At Cadwell Park, as we're in the bottom of the second inning, Peyton Osborne, the pitcher, will be first batter up to begin this bottom of the second. Rolfs and also Brent Osborne, the three batters up in the bottom of the second. Osborne right away shows a bunt. This one in for a called strike. Pruchniak, great performance from him in the bottom of the first inning. Let's go back to what he's done so far. 15 pitches thrown, 10 strikes. A couple of strikeouts in there as well, as this one in for a called strike. Now the count quickly 0-2 to Osborne. Pitcher versus pitcher right now here at Cadwell Park, as the sun has dipped down even more, and Cole, maybe the sun not causing as much of an issue as it was an inning ago.
No, it's not. And then you give it to about the third inning, and then just like that, it'll be gone, and the lights will be on. It's that period of time right there where the workers out there between games, they could tell, and then that first inning's just miserable with that sun going down, nothing blocking it, and it's not quite low enough to go underneath the trees.
Now, I will say we have not seen the artificial lights turn on yet here at Cadwell Park. Those will be coming on here though in just a little bit. The 0-2, this one low for a ball, 1-2 the count. You also see the fans back behind there on the broadcast, all in long sleeves, as again, it is a very cool evening here at Cadwell Park. Cole, when last you remember it being 65 degrees on a Thursday evening at Cadwell Park?
Unless it's 2 in the morning, not very often. I think that game that Charlie and I did that year where it started about 11:30. I think that was decently cool, but even then, it was not this cool. I'm not complaining one bit. It's beautiful.
Been 2 beautiful days here at Cadwell Park. And this one is up for a ball, and it will be a walk, as Osborne, the leadoff batter, is able to get aboard via the walk, which now it will be 3-2. I was wondering that I missed one, because I saw 2-2, and I thought, all right, maybe the scoreboard just missed it, because he threw his bat right away, just ready to go. Yeah, it's 3 different spots on my screen. I'm not going to lie. So the full count now to Osborne. Osborne, this one fouled off.
The most unfortunate part about this is I wrote base on balls in pen on my notepad.
Well, don't worry. You can just scratch it out if you want to.
Then it looks terrible.
Okay.
And I won't be able to read it.
So what are you going to do now? Hope he gets walked?
Sure.
Okay. The full count pitch by Pruchniak. Kicks and fires in this one. Ground ball. Glove. Throw to first. Cole. That's called a 5-3 putout.
Yes, I know.
That doesn't look bad. Looks like a 58 number if you ask me. One away, as we now see Keaton Rolfs step up to bat, the catcher.
Yeah, Keaton Rolfs, 328. Just missed my stat sheet here, as I usually put the top 5 or 6 batters in my sheet in front of me.
He's batting a 328 and he missed out in your top 5?
The top 6.
Wow.
Number 6 is Peyton Osborne at 339.
Glove by first, trying to cover at first. Pruchniak can't do so. It gets away from him as go all the way to the backstop. So a hit and an error. And Rolfs is able to get all the way to second base off the error. So the first official hit given up by Pruchniak in the ball game. And again, great stop by the first baseman, Toller. And as he tried to get to Pruchniak covering at first, just couldn't quite get it into the glove. And the single and error with a runner now on second base. And this pitch is up, 1-0 the count. By the way, they're saying up here in the ball game that Keaton will stay out there to run for himself as the catcher. Now, reason for that is Keaton a little bit on the smaller side, if you will, has plenty of speed to run the bases. The 1-0, this one is going to be fouled straight back behind us and towards the street, just behind Cadwell Park. Don't know if it got out of the ballpark or not. Brett Osborne taking a couple practice swings. Pruchniak settles on the top of the mound. Kicks and fires, and this one in for a called strike, 1-2 the count. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Great Plains Health. The mission is to improve the wellness of the people by providing quality health care, public health services, and support in partnership with the tribal nations of the Great Plains area. The 1-2. And now, a time called here by Osborne, and we're going to reset. So Brett Osborne calls for time right when Pruchniak was about to throw. And they'll have to reset on the mound. The 1-2, kicks and fires. And this one popped up high in the air into foul territory, giving chase, but nowhere close. It's going to hop into the beer area here at Cadwell Park. So get yourself a beer and grab a baseball while you're at it. 1-2 will remain the count. That's true. Just say, can I have that and half off my beer? So Brett Osborne with the 1-2 count, continuing to battle at this at-bat. Pruchniak now up to 27 pitches thrown here in the ballgame. Kicks and fires in this one outside. 2-2 the count. Two balls and two strikes. Kicks and fires this one out into left field, and this one will fall in for a base hit. They're waving in Keaton, and he's going to get all the way around third. And this one in for a single RBI, and then caught at second as Osborne rounded first, trying to make it into second. Won't be able to do so, but give him the RBI on the single. And Redfield Dairy Queen leads it 1-0 over the Colt 45s.
That was a really good piece of hitting. Just slap it out there into left field along the line, get yourself to score, and then just got a little too aggressive there trying to go to second, got picked off, so now we got 2 outs.
Great effort by Brett Osborne. Like it. And now it will be Christian DeYoung who will step up to bat for Redfield Dairy Queen. Cole, if I'm correct as well, Redfield the only team not to have what's considered a nickname coming into this state tournament.
Four Corners.
Oh, that's true. There you go. I knew I was forgetting somebody. I just couldn't remember. So 2 teams that don't have a nickname.
I believe so. I'd turn over to the real deal, Ryan Deal, beside me, but he's not paying attention.
Got 1-1. This one swing and a miss to Christian DeYoung.
Are Redfield and Four Corners the only 2 teams without mascots, so to say?
He's got to grab the program as well.
Oh?
Well, I guess I would consider PBR a nickname.
Well, if PBR's a nickname, then Dairy Queen's a nickname.
This one is strikeout. We'll continue this argument as we move into the top of the third. Redfield Dairy Queen, though, able to score a run, and they lead it 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV. Each family's needs are different and special. Will Funeral Chapel will listen with sensitivity, answer all questions, and respect your choices. The Will Funeral Chapel staff can assist you in planning and coordinating all the details. They will explain all the different options to make you feel at ease and most comfortable with all the decisions. Find out more by visiting their website at willfuneralchapel.com. Their sincerest hope is that you and your family will be comforted by their efforts.
Are you in need of high-quality lumber for your next project? Looking for top-notch agronomy services to keep your crops thriving? Need a reliable source of propane and fuel for your home or business? Look no further than Tabor Lumber Co-op. Whether you're a seasoned contractor or a DIY enthusiast, Tabor Lumber Co-op has everything you need to get the job done right. And with their competitive prices and top-notch customer service, you'll be glad you chose Tabor Lumber Co-op for all your lumber, propane, and agronomy services.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Back at Cadwell Park, as up here in the broadcast booth, it has been one craziness after another of how we're determining if a team has a nickname, if it's a sponsor. How does it all break down? At one point, we have said that it was considered a nickname for Redfield Dairy Queen, and now all of a sudden maybe it's not. Again, a lot of arguments going on, but we're back underway for baseball action as we move into the top of the third inning where the Elk Point Colt 45s are up to bat here at the moment. As this pitch is going to be fouled off, the count is 1-2 as it's Bob Zine. Logan Bob Zine, the shortstop, last man in the lineup, who is up to bat.
280 on the season. Plays down at Mount Marty, also a pickup player from the Irene Cardinals.
And this one in for a called strike and another strikeout dealt here for Osborne. It's his fourth strikeout of the ball game. Excuse me, his fifth strikeout. And this one just paints the bottom corner. So we go back to it. At one point we said, yes, it is a nickname during the commercial break, but then we said if we say Madison Dairy Queen Bronx, then Dairy Queen's considered a sponsor, and then Four Corners is the only team that doesn't have a nickname. Redfield Dairy Queen and Del Rapids have sponsor names, as this first pitch hit by Jackson Hennis, flown out to center field on a great catch by Bennett Osborne. Check it out here on the instant replay.
I don't know. I think the verdict's still out on the whole mascot thing. Should we have these fans text in here to the old live ticket fan hotline?
I'm absolutely fine with that. Give the fans their opportunity to voice their opinions. Is it a sponsor? Is it a mascot? Or is it just a plain name?
Is it? Yeah.
3 different options.
That is true.
But Cole, you may give out your number and start letting people text
it's the hotline number. So if you want to text in your thoughts in this conversation or any conversations that we're having the rest of the tournament, 605-680-5898, the official live ticket TV hotline.
Say it again, Cole.
605-680-5898. That's the official hotline to text in your thoughts.
Question is right now, Redfield Dairy Queen, is it a nickname? Is it just a name, or is it a name sponsor?
Yep, that is true.
Noctigal is up to bat right now, by the way.
Essentially, in case you're just tuning in, the whole question was, originally the question was, is Redfield Dairy Queen the only team without a mascot? And then we determined that it's Four Corners, but then we're trying to determine if the Dairy Queen part is a mascot, a sponsor, or just part of the name.
1-2 to Noctigal with 2 outs. Nobody aboard for Elk Point Colt 45s. It's strikeout number 6 for Peyton Osborne. We'll move to the bottom of the third. This hotline will blow up and the argument will continue to go on. We'll see if Redfield can't add some more runs. They lead it 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
The right nutrition, animal health, and record management is key to having a profitable cattle program. That's why you want to work with the people at Farmco, who will take the time to learn your operation and help you grow your business. We are your full-service agriculture provider of feed, seed, animal health, farm, and ranching equipment built on terrific service. Get to know Farmco locally owned and serving you in Chamberlain, Platte, Winter, and east of Kimball at the Paragon. Visit us online at farmcosd.com. Farmco, feeding your future.
Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour are your 100% locally owned team of agronomy experts. We offer Agronomy 365, which provides info in real time to make decisions that result in better, more profitable farming. We know you and your operation with service beyond compare. Get a jump on spring planning with Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour. We are ag done right, the American way.
At Cadwell Park, as we move to the bottom of the third inning, Redfield Dairy Queen leads it over Elk Point Colt 45s. Redfield Dairy Queen get their first run of the ball game in the bottom of the second. So far, the line score for Redfield, 1 run on 2 hits. Elk Point has had 2 hits in the ball game and also an error as well. So bottom of the third, as leading things off for Redfield Dairy Queen will be Nathan Haney, his first time up to bat, and the third baseman. First pitch, in for a called strike. As we've seen Peyton Osborne throw 6 strikeouts, Pruchniak 3 strikeouts, combined 9 strikeouts here in the ballgame. And again, we're just beginning the bottom of the third.
Nathan Haney, 206 batter. Sorry, I'm just getting back from a cooler run.
Pruchniak, this pitch outside for a ball. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Elite Renovations. If you're looking to update or upgrade your roof, siding, or decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, cabinets, drywall. They got the crews to take care of you at Elite Renovations, covering the Mitchell and surrounding areas. And for a strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Again, Haney, Owen Osborne, the second baseman, before we turn back to the top of the lineup with Bennett Osborne. Pruchniak sets, kicks and fires, and this one is going to be outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pruchniak takes a little bit more time setting on the mound, but very methodical about his pitching. 2 balls, 2 strikes, kicks and fires. This one, ground ball over to Bob Zine. Took a moment to glove it completely into his hand, but finally fires over to first, and it's the 6-3 putout for out number 1. Pruchniak has gotten a few more balls on the ground, if you will, for his defense to get the putouts than we have seen with Osborne, who has thrown 6 strikeouts in the ball game. So now Owen Osborne will step up to bat.
Owen Osborne, 366 hitter, 15 hits and RBIs for him coming into this tournament.
Kicks and fires on this one, in for a called strike. Pruchniak up to 39 pitches so far here in the ball game, which is just over 10 pitches an inning at the current moment, which isn't bad whatsoever. We did see in the last game Larson throw over 130 pitches to go the complete distance for the Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks, getting the win over the Meadow Mad Frogs 4-2. In for a called strike, and now the count 0-2. Pruchniak takes a deep breath on the mound. Settles in and fires in this one. Right over to the second baseman, takes 1 hop. Pfeiffer throws to first to Toller. The 4-3 putout for out number 2. Back-to-back putouts using the defense for Pruchniak. As now we return back to the top of the lineup where Bennett Osborne will step into the batter's box.
Bennett Osborne struck out swinging back in the first inning.
Talk about Osborne, the way he has hit so far this season. A lot out into center field is more of his sweet spot that he likes to place the ball if he can. Does have a couple home runs this season. 1-0 the count. Spruchniak sits on the top of the mound. The 1-0. This one in. 1-1 the count. Fans of Live Ticket, if you haven't heard the great news, Live Ticket TV has teamed up with Dakota Wesleyan University to cover their college home sporting events. It all gets started this upcoming Tuesday with the first soccer games of the season. Live Ticket TV is proud to be partnered with Dakota Wesleyan University and look forward to all the fun action. And don't forget, Tiger fans, Tim Smith, the voice of the Tigers with Live Ticket TV. The 3-0, this one outside for a ball 4, be the first walk that Pruchniak has given up here in the ball game, and Bennett Osborne is aboard at first base with 2 outs, and Nolan Gall will step up to bat.
Nolan Gall, back in the first inning, struck out swinging. And he has 20 walks on the season. Very patient batter up there. See if he can't get something going. Runner on, 2 outs.
The bottom of the third is brought to you by One Stop in Redfield, your convenient stop whether coming home from a local day or you need a quick drink heading to work. One Stop Convenience will take care of you at the pump and inside for your stomach. Stealing over to second is Osborne and will get in there safely. So playing the small ball game, and Redfield Dairy Queen now have a runner at second base with 2 away. Kicks and fires. This one right down Broadway. 1-2. Excuse me, apologize. 1-1.
Let's say, what are you looking at?
Got ahead of myself.
That's right, I forgive you.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 1-0. The team with the pinstripes is in the lead. Again, Pruchniak. Not as quick when it comes to going through his progressions, but very methodical and throws with a lot of heat. It does get Redfield a little off guard. That's now the third time that we have seen them call time and step out of the batter's box. And Nolan Gall will step back in with the runner on second, 2 outs. So fired low, it gets away from the catcher. Jackson there for a moment. Had to actually reach underneath the ump's legs to grab the baseball, as even the home plate ump didn't realize that Jackson had dropped the baseball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. This one right off the edge of the bat. They say no, it did go foul.
I'm going to say it hit him in the box.
So Gall will have to come back. Hit him in the box and just went right out there.
Tell you what, I think the verdict is finalized in our first question, but now we've got a second question. We'll get to that at the top of the 4th.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second, bottom of the 3rd. The 2-2, this one well outside. Cole Lars thought it might be called for strike 3.
No, I was just practicing my strike 3 call.
Pruchniak with 3 strikeouts here in the ball game to get the pitch count starting to get a little high. Don't have his full stat numbers when it comes to pitching throughout the season. And this one outside, same as the last pitch. And it's going to be a walk given up, so Pruchniak has now given up 2 walks here in this 3rd inning. And runners are on first and second, as Cooper Haney, the shortstop, will step up to bat for Redfield Dairy Queen. So again, runners on first and second for Dairy Queen, leading 1-0 after they put up their first run of the ball game in the bottom of the 2nd. Haney is 0 for 1 here in the ball game tonight.
Yeah, grounded to second base back in that first inning to end it. 415 hitter on the season.
Couple home runs as well. we have not seen a whole lot here at Cadwell Park.
One.
Which was a grand slam.
Grand salami. Just about to the scoreboard.
That was earlier today in the Lake Norden game. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Pruchniak kicks and fires this one in for a called strike. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Trio Telecommunications. With their over 900 miles of fiber optic cable traveling throughout the service area, communities they provide with their fast speeds, elite television packages, and always reliable telephone services. Proud sponsor of Salem, Dimmick Emery, and Alexandria baseball here at the state amateur tournament. Strike 1-2 now the count with 2 outs to Cooper Haney, the shortstop. Peyton Osborne, if we get to it. The 1-2. Kicks and fires, and this one is going to go foul. So it bleeds well beyond the first base line.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Don't forget, there are 4 games coming up tomorrow for your Friday afternoon and Friday evening. In fact, 4 games yet coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 1-2, this one is going to be fouled. And this at-bat continues. Pruchniak now up to 57 pitches here in the ball game.
That's pretty steep, especially considering he's such a good pitcher, But I think that just proves that how patient Redfield Dairy Queen's being at the plate and how defensive they're swinging the majority of the time. Just trying to work this count, trying to get him out of the game early.
And this one fouled off once again, headed towards some cars out in the parking lot at Cadwell Park. Head towards the direction of Drake Field, which will have games coming up at Drake Field later on throughout the state tournament when Class A makes their way here.
27 and 29, a week from tomorrow in 8 days. And fingers crossed, hopefully only until then.
The 1-2 in for a called strike. Strikeout number 4 for Pruchniak, and that will end the inning as the Redfield Dairy Queen able to get 2 aboard, courtesy of walks, but in the end, Pruchniak able to get out of it. We move to the top of the 4th, where Redfield Dairy Queen leads 1-0 over Elk Point Colt 45s. We're back in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
C&B is proud to support our local farmers. Rooted in agriculture, we are committed to our customers. You can shop local with C&B, your John Deere dealer, providing you with new and used equipment, parts on hand, and service all year round. Our entire inventory is available to you online at DeereEquipment.com. C&B, proud to be your local John Deere dealer.
Live Ticket TV continues to grow and bring you more sports coverage. It's at Cadwell Park here in Mitchell, South Dakota. That's the 92nd Annual State Baseball Tournament. Before we move out of Cadwell Park coming into next year, Cole Larsh has got something there on his doohickey device. What do you got for me, Cole?
Yeah, so we determined that the Dairy Queen is not a mascot. It's the sponsor, and the Redfield Dairy Queen mascot is somebody by the name of Camden Osborne, a.k.a. Mooser, is their official mascot.
Preston Pfeiffer gets a leadoff single on the very first pitch. As that one is out into center field and not able to catch up to it was the center fielder, Bennett Osborne. So the leadoff batter is aboard for Elk Point Colt 45s, as now number 3, Hunter Ingerson, the third baseman, will step up. Something else that was determined during the break is Four Corners is the only team here at the state tournament that does not have a town name.
Right, because they are essentially, well, the question came from a goofball, so take it as you will. Is Four Corners the only team without a town name? And I believe we determined, yes, that's a tough hop.
A bad hop off the grass over at first is going to get by Gall, and he'll put runners on first and second for Elk Point Colt 45s. And I believe we have to give that one a base hit there. It just took, again, an awkward hop off the grass, and there was nothing that Gall could do about it. So you see it back there on the instant replay.
Yeah, it had to be. That was, I mean, he was going to field that really cleanly and just spun and skipped right behind him. So I think a base hit there is the correct ruling by official scorekeeper, Mr. Brock Greenfield,
who joins us throughout
Mr. Commissioner.
Broadcast throughout the state tournament as well. And for a called strike, as the next batter up here is Riggs Preeb, the DH. And again, Elk Point gets things started off here in the top of the fourth the same way they started off things in the top of the first inning with getting 2 runners aboard. The only difference is there, Pfeiffer wasn't, I should say the Elk Point Colt 45s weren't on third base, but Pfeiffer finds himself there as they have runners on the corners after that last hit. And this one in for called third strike, 1, 2, 3 in order to Preeb. And another strikeout for Peyton Osborne, as that's now his 7th strikeout of the ball game.
And if I'm not mistaken, all 7 of them looking.
So now, Ashton Pick, the center fielder, will step up to bat. This one foul off. The runner stealing will have to go back. Ingerson stole second. Have to take a look here. When it comes to Osborne, teams have always been successful on Osborne stealing. Only 6 stolen bases for him, or I should say against him, all season long.
So they haven't been successful.
No, they have been successful.
Oh. See, that's an interesting perspective. You think 6 stolen bases in, what would it be, 10 games for him pitched?
Yep.
You consider that successful offensively? Or successful for the other team, I mean?
Yeah, successful
All right.
for the other team.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that. The more I think about it, yeah.
And I just don't know, of course. I'm not watching every single game, so I can't tell you.
Well, my first thought was...
It seems very low.
Yeah, like 6 steals in 18 games. I'm like, that's no.
Yes.
But then it's like, oh, he's only pitched 10 of them.
Which is still impressive. So less than a stolen base a game. And now a ground ball, diving stop there by Osborne. Throw over to first is in time. It will bring in a scoring run here as we check it back on the instant replay. Look at this diving stop by Owen Osborne over at second. Able to get to his knees, throw to first plenty in time. And as you can see in the background, the run scored by Pfeiffer to tie up the ball game 1-1. So in the end, it works out in favor of Ashton Pick to tie up the ball game. As now Jay Toller, formerly from, Mount Vernon Mustangs?
He did play there at one point in time, a while ago, though.
1-0, the ground ball hit over to Haney, the shortstop, throw to first in time for out number 3. But the Elk Point Colt 45s are able to tie it up here in the top of the fourth as we move to the bottom half of the inning. That comes up here in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV. Ever before. And now, Live Ticket TV is happy to announce their partnership into college athletics with Dakota Wesleyan University. That's right, Tiger Nation. Live Ticket TV and DWU have teamed up to bring you coverage of all home sporting activities for the Tigers. If you'd like to advertise during these sporting events, give Live Ticket TV a call. Dakota Wesleyan University Sports, now on Live Ticket TV. Cadwell Park. The only Cadwell Park is America that hosts baseball. Cadwell Park over in the United Kingdom that hosts races for motorcycle. You're curious, Jody Brozick. If you did not know that, there you go. It's a little tidbit of the night. So we can move to the bottom of the fourth inning. We are tied 1-1. As leading things off for the Redfield Dairy Queen, it will be Osborne.
Which one?
Peyton Osborne, the pitcher.
There you go. Grounded up to third.
You're absolutely right, Cole. I should probably be distinguished when I say Osborne, as there
There's
is
only
4 different Osbornes. As you're counting over there, I got
was,
you beat
yeah.
on that one.
Well, that's that Mount Vernon counting skills.
First pitch in there for a called strike for Pruchniak. Don't worry, my math skills weren't any better at my school. I will not mention the school I went to.
I can say it, but I won't.
The 0-1 fouled off.
I'd actually have to think about it and remember.
It's 4 names, so best of luck on that one, Cole. Actually, it's 1 name, a location, and a county all put together. 0-2 the count. Now Cole Larsh is trying to Google and figure things out. My Facebook's not going to tell you, so don't go to my Facebook page.
Looking at your Facebook.
The 0-2, kicks and fired for Pruchniak, will be outside. As Osborne is 0 for 1 here in the ballgame, we'll see Osborne, Ruffus, and Brett Osborne all due up. Yo. Cole Larsh was able to find it. So, yeah, like I said, town, a location, and the last part is the county.
Yeah. I'm going to enroll.
Please do enroll. They're accepting students, and you might need to finish off your high school education. 1-2 the count.
I don't think I do, though. I think I got plenty of high school education.
Or did you get your GED?
My GED, I got my high school diploma. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Also graduated with 29 college credits.
Well, there you go. That's always a convenience. 1-2 pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Again, Cole, certainly a lot different for Pruchniak considered to Peyton Osborne when it comes to their pitching styles and how quick they are with the delivery.
Yeah, is that too, and he's just more methodical. You know, you typically see that. I mean, this isn't a shot at him or anything, but you typically see this from these college pitchers as they learn that slow yourself down, control everything you can, slow it down, methodical, things like that. And sometimes, you know, they go so slow, and then when they quick pitch, it'll throw off the hitters so far. Like in a random 2-2 count, he might try and pull out a quick pitch just to speed things up.
The 2-2, this one is low and away, and the count is now full. Of course, not MLB where we have a little clock over there saying you got 20 seconds, and we're rolling right away.
No, in a lot of games you really don't have to worry about that, but there are some games and some pitchers where, you know, you're standing out there in the field or behind the plate umpiring, you're just like, wow, I wish I had a pitch clock.
Full count with nobody out to Peyton Osborne, and this one popped up in the air. It is in foul territory. Giving chase is taller, and it was in his glove, and he dropped it. Dropped it over there just beyond the camera distance. So falls foul, and the count will remain full.
Man, if only we had a free roaming camera for our camera operator to move around.
He'll give some sorry excuse for why we couldn't see it. The count will remain full.
There's always something. You know, Ryan, these fancy PTZ cameras are all fun and games, but got to have somebody to run them.
And now a hard hit past the hot corner as Ingwerson can't get his glove down in time to stop it. He gets all the way out into left field. As that is going to be a hit for Peyton Osborne, and the leadoff batter aboard for the Redfield Dairy Queen.
Keaton Rolf's now the batter. He singled back in the second inning, and he advanced on an error over to second base.
You can see at the bottom of the screen there as well, all the games scrolling through. Coming up, plenty to get throughout the state tournament here at Cadwell Park. Good crowd on hand as well here at the ballpark. Maybe not as full as what we saw it for day one. Pitch outside, 1-0 the count. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by NewGen. Explore ways how NewGen can help you sell your crop and check your bids. And Marion, NewGen is a proud supporter of all athletes at the State Amateur Baseball Tournament. And now, stealing, Pruchniak takes a late look behind him, and then nobody was even covering for Elk Point Colt 45s. And then in the end, a time was called, so everybody has to reset. Peyton Osborne's steal attempt won't even count, if you will. So they make him walk back, and they reset. 1-0, still the count again. Osborne's steal attempt, not going to be good for anything.
What'd I miss?
1-0 the count. You missed Osborne stealing after a timeout called. 1-0, foul ball, 1-1 the count.
I had to razz up old boss man over there.
Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. For more than 65 years, they have been ensuring a brighter tomorrow by investing in the rural communities while protecting what matters most to you. One ball, one strike. Kick and fire, and this one is going to be outside in the count now 2-1. To Rolfs again, who is 1 of 1 here in the ball game. Including 18 hits that he's had coming in the state term. Now another steal attempt, and this one out at second, as they're able to get Osborne stealing over to second, so 1 away. And the call is also a strike. Let's check out the instant replay. It's just over there in the corner, almost at a tough angle to see there. But it was the right call. And a great job by Hennis, the catcher, to throw over to second to get the out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and then a swing and a drop third strike. Hennis picks it up, throws over to first as he had to come out quite a bit to make the right throw over to first without hitting the runner. And there is a strikeout for Pruchniak, strikeout number 5 for him in the ball game. We did see twice yesterday during the Wessington Springs game a drop third strike that resulted in a runner getting aboard.
That we did. Take your word for it.
2 outs, excuse me. 0-0 the count as the first pitch comes in to Brett Osborne, the right fielder. Brett is 1 for 1 in the ball game.
Yeah, I had an RBI single back in the second inning.
We're in the bottom of the 4th is where we find ourselves currently. Certainly tonight's last game of the evening, a lot different than what we saw yesterday evening at this time, where we saw Larchwood Diamonds win in 6 innings via the 15-run rule, beating the first time Burke Bombers into the state tournament, 18-3. Good Burke Bombers team, by the way, really good Burke Bombers team. Just didn't quite have the stuff, and a good Larchwood team has been a staple here the last few years at the state amateur tournament. The 3-0, and this one low, and Pruchniak walks his 3rd batter of the evening. So he's given up 3 hits and has now walked 3, striking out 5 so far in the ball game, and is also up to 77 pitches in the ball game. Nobody warming up in the bullpen, if you will, for Elk Point. Cole, this is a Colt 45s team, by the way, that has never won their first round game. How long do you let Pruchniak go the way he's throwing here so far tonight?
Well, I'd say you just let him roll for as long as he feels like he can. I mean, it might be after this inning. It might be after the end of the 8th inning for all I know. But, I mean, he seems to be dealing fine. He's just struggling with location a little bit. I mean, he's got his velocity. He's got his junk going. He's got to control it a little bit. But, I mean, it's hard to pitch against this really good Redfield team. They're going to take a lot of defensive swings and just try to slap stuff out there. 1-1
ball game here at Cadwell Park. This one slapped out into left field. And on the single, Osborne's going to move all the way into third. The throw over. The relay is going to be in time, but Ingwerson did not put the ball in the glove as it hit his glove. He reached out, as you can see it on the instant replay. The ball did not go with the glove. The tag looked like it would have been implied in time, but with no baseball, it's safe there at third base, and runners on the corners for the single on that play for DeYoung.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now runners on the corners as Nathan Haney, the third baseman, will step up. He is 0 for 1 this evening. So on a swing and a miss. Again, we saw Elk Point Colt 45s answer back in the top of this inning with a run to tie up the ball game. 0-1 the count. This one outside. Jackson quickly looked over to Young over at first. Thought about throwing. Didn't make the throw, though. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pruchniak, 81 pitches. Cool, we'll get into that number here in just a moment as 82 comes in, and this one's going to be on the ground in play, and there's going to be no throw over to first. So on the simple bloop single from Haney just off the end of the bat, able to move DeYoung to second, and the bases are loaded.
Pretty much a swinging bunt right there.
Yep.
Didn't go very far, but nobody was really expecting it. Kind of in that no man's land between the catcher, the pitcher, and the third baseman, and just hustled out. No throw.
83 pitches for Pruchniak tonight, 50 in the strike zone. It's not bad, but you certainly would like to see more in the strike zone. And this one, a swing and a miss, as now we see Owen Osborne, who is up here in the ball game. 0 for 1 so far this evening. Bases loaded, could take back the lead for Redfield Dairy Queen.
Yeah, grounded out to second base back in the third inning. But a big spot with the bases juiced.
The 0-1, swing and a miss, and now the count 0-2. And you mentioned with the bases having steroids, you like to make a move. If you're Redfield Dairy Queen, a team that we've seen 4 different times this season put up 20 runs plus in a game. Well below their average, if you will.
So far, a lot of game left.
The 0-2, in for a called strike. Pruchniak gets another strikeout, his 6th strikeout of the ball game, and gets himself out of the bases loaded jam. In the bottom of the 4th, we move to the top of the 5th. 1-1's the score. We're back in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV.
B&S Services LLC is your locally owned repair service center. We specialize in full-service automotive, semi-trailer, and small engine repair, along with tire services. Repair services range from a simple oil change to sharpening mower blades to a more complicated electrical diagnosis. Located at 38058 South Dakota Highway 34. Look for us on the hill heading west out of town. Phone Cody Barber 605-350-4293 and Arian Schooler 605-770-9398. B&S Services LLC is a proud sponsor of Wessington Springs Spartans Athletic.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes, and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
You are a dynamite contractor. Your younger brother Gary is a slightly less dynamite contractor. But together, you make Mom proud. Look at you two. And look at your crew. Brenda, the calculator Cutler, Bill, the drill Robinson, and then there's the new guy. New guy struggles with stairs, and that'll cost you. Lucky for you, you have IMT Business Insurance. Learn more at imtins.com. Be worry-free with IMT.
Catwell Park in the top of the 5th inning. I'm technically up to 2. Cole, if you're keeping track at home there, as we get underway here in the top of the 5th inning. As the Elk Point Colt 45s answered back and tied up the ball game in the top of the 4th. Hunter Cotton, the right fielder, is leading things off here for Elk Point Colt 45s.
Grounded out to second base to end the 2nd inning. For Elk Point also, you just did a unforgivable act right there, Heath Nimke.
What's that?
You wrote in my
program is the word you're looking for.
That was the word I was looking for.
That's unforgivable?
Yep. You're on my bad list for a while.
Why is that unforgivable?
Well, it's my program.
Who gave you that program?
Not you.
I did. Look at the number on the front. That's how I know I gave it to you.
No, because you gave it to me and then it was taken away. I got a new one.
Are you sure about that? I didn't reach down here to get you that program? Yeah, that's what I thought. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, I'm positive, actually. Had a little delay because Cotton fouled that one off himself pretty hard, so I'll give him some time to catch himself.
And now we're going to get a time called. So 2 balls and, again, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Cotton, Bob Zine, and Hennis will all be up guaranteed here in the top of the 5th. So this is the 2nd time batting around. He'll get to Jackson, be the 3rd time batting around for Elk Point. 1 run on 4 hits that we've seen for them in the ball game. Makes good contact. Cotton does. Fouls it off to the left. 1-2 now the count. Excuse me, 3-2 the count.
Yes, that is correct.
So the full count pitch. Osborne kicks and fires in this one. Straight back into the netting. And they'll do it again.
You know one that I missed now that we have this new press box in the overhang? I missed the risk of having the windows open and taking a foul ball off the forehead.
The full count pitch, 3-2 this one. What do they say, ball 4? Yes, it is. As Travis Lee was trying to get the call over there at the first base pitching spot. I should say first pitch coaching spot. I got it. So the walk to Cotton. And the leadoff batter is aboard.
Credit where credit's due. The production truck had that one correct. Doesn't even have his earbuds in, so he can't hear me.
So now up to bat will be Logan Bob Zine, the shortstop.
Struck out looking to start off the guest half of the 3rd inning. Logan Bob Zine, the pickup player from the Irene Cardinals.
As this one low and away, as now we're starting to see Osborne. Peyton Osborne, the pitcher, take a little bit more time on the mound as well. He is up to 60 pitches here in the ball game. 1-1 swing and a miss, and they count now 1-2.
That is pretty efficient there on the mound through,
yes,
I guess officially 4 innings still, but 60 pitches in 4 innings, 15 innings so far. Not bad.
Gets him probably to right around 7 innings. But you'd take that from your starting pitcher. That's around the mark of 100 that you see a lot of other guys get taken out of the game. This one in for a called strike. Another strikeout. And that'll be strikeout number 8 for Osborne here in the ball game. The 2nd time that Logan Bob Zine has gone down through strikeouts. And now Jackson Hennis will step up to bat.
And if I'm not mistaken, Osborne all 8 strikeouts looking. That's $80 to Cadwell Park Improvements, if I'm not mistaken. I might be.
given by the Maybe Eye Clinic here in Mitchell. Hennis is 1 for 2. You may remember he got the game started with the leadoff single. Now a throw over to second, trying to steal in time as it gets by Owen Osborne and leaks all the way out into center field. Cotton thought about going over to third, but then realized he had no shot and stays safe there at second base.
As you were saying, Hennis 1 for 2 in the game. He opened up the game with a single and flew out to center field back in the third inning.
Making contact both times. See if he can't do it again now with a runner in scoring position. Cotton at second base. So just officially the 7th stolen base against Osborne throughout his pitching season. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And a 1-1 ball game. And this one right to the second baseman. Throw over to second is going to be in time for the double play as Cotton was leading off. And the double play ends the inning. We're tied as we move to the bottom of the 5th. That comes up in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
Advanced Sunflower is your locally owned and operated sunflower processing company that buys all types of sunflowers for the edible and bird food industries. They market sunflowers domestically and internationally, so they have a wide range of options to get you the best price for your sunflowers. Most advanced sunflower contracts have an act of God clause, so you don't have to worry if Mother Nature takes a toll on your crop. Give Jared or Danny a call to get you the most profit out of your sunflowers.
A credit card that fits your lifestyle and saves you money. Why would you settle for anything less? A Dakota Land Federal Credit Union Visa will earn travel rewards, 1% cash back, and 9.90% annual percentage rate, the right rate. And all the right features puts you right where you want to be. Stop by any convenient branch location or check us out online at DakotaLandFCU.com. Dakota Land, federally insured by NCUA.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
At Cadwell Park in Mitchell, South Dakota, it's home for the 92nd annual South Dakota State Amateur Baseball Tournament. 37 games over 12 days. We are into game number 6 between Elk Point Colt 45s and Redfield Dairy Queen. We are in a game that has 1-1. As we saw Jackson Hennis have to put the gear of ignorance on. So a little bit of extended timeout here at the moment as we transition in between innings, moving into the bottom of the 5th inning where Redfield Dairy Queen put up a run in the 2nd inning. That is their only scoring so far. It will be the top of the order to get things going for Redfield Dairy Queen, including Bennett Osborne, Nolan Gall, and Cooper Haney, all due up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We have seen a great performance from both these pitchers, combined 14 strikeouts in the ball game. Osborne delivering 8 of them, whereas we have Pruchniak pitching 6 so far. The 1-0 count. So this one's in for a called strike to Bennett Olson, the center fielder. Bennett 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Struck out swinging in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd.
Pruchniak kicks and fires the 1-1. This one in for a called strike, 1-2 the count. I've got a question for Cole. Always one of those interesting questions when it comes to what we think up here in the broadcast booth. I know everyone always thinks about this one when it comes to the state tournament. The 1-2, this one a swing and a miss, and it's Pruchniak's 7th strikeout of the ball game. It's the 2nd strikeout for Osborne, as now Nolan Gall, the first baseman, will step up to bat.
Gall also struck out in the 1st and walked in the 3rd.
Cole?
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite team and the nickname they have?
Ooh, boy. So my favorite nickname or my favorite team?
Favorite team nicknames, like the Black Killer Tomatoes.
Okay. I got to think about this here.
Yep.
There's quite a few good
Yep,
ones.
yep, I'll give you some
You
time.
know, just off the top of my head, you think in our area, you think of Devil Rays, not bad. Killer Tomatoes is up there. Horned Frogs is pretty good. Then you kind of venture out. The Bombers, that's pretty unique. Not often you see a team name like that. Back in the old days, the South Central Storm, that was always a good one. Snappers of Elkton, that's up there quite a ways.
The 0-2 low to Nolan Gall. Now they count 1-2 with 1 out.
What's that, Jody? Killer Tomatoes, yep, said that. Thanks for listening. Oh, boy, man.
We continue to think about it. Say Pruchniak still has
What's that? Oh, yeah, Blue Teal. There we go, the new Flandreau team. Cormorants, that one's unique. The Alpacas, not in existence this year, but, Fire Chiefs, yep. Man, oh, man. Am I just going to start naming all of them?
The 1-2, swing and a miss. No, foul, excuse me.
Yeah.
It was contact made there for Nolan Gall, so they'll reset and do it again.
The Gold Sox, the old Plankington second team.
That's some unique uniforms
Yeah,
as well.
we do.
I did like the Gold
Yeah, they
Sox
did.
uniforms. What about Minnesota Vikings colors, if you will?
Nope, those are the Bankers.
Oh, that's right.
The Gold Sox was gold.
But did they have some purple in it, or no?
Nope,
No,
that was the Bankers.
I was just thinking of the Bankers
Yep,
then.
that was the Plankton F&M Bankers.
Well, I like their colors then, too.
Yeah, their colors are really nice.
Ground ball that goes foul, and the count will remain 1-2. Once again, we see Pruchniak take some time, so filling in this space with nickname favorites. At the
I
time.
gotta say, it's hard to narrow one down. I mean,
I feel like
distance bias would definitely be the Killer Tomatoes, but I feel like I'm missing a couple really good ones too.
I feel like you are forgetting a few.
The
couple good
Ringnecks,
ones.
that one's pretty good. The new Parker team. Who? Oh, the Clearfield Sandspurs. I don't think I was Sandburrs. I don't think I was alive when they played.
The 1-2 ground ball over to first, picked up by Toller and runs it out for this simple 3 put out, and there is 1 away. I would agree. I think you're forgetting maybe some of the common, easy ones.
Really?
Colt 45s.
Okay, yep. That'd be up there.
And I'm also partial to the gang. I like
Flying Squirrels.
Flying Squirrels.
Gang.
I like the gang. I don't know why.
Yeah. Simple but effective.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. As now stepping up to bat will be Cooper Haney, the shortstop. Nonetheless, you can say one thing about South Dakota Amateur Baseball. They have unique names. There's not a whole lot of just...
That is true. The Miller-Wessington Outlaws.
There you go.
Yeah, the Falkton Hitmen.
The 1-0, this one.
Is it Falkton or is it Falkton Highmore? Because I think their Legion team is Falkton Highmore. Yeah, there we go. And their Teener teams, I believe, as well.
2-0 the count.
I think if I had to pick a favorite one, it would be the Killer Tomatoes. But I think you could probably argue that it's just because they're the closest to me that's pretty good.
And for a called strike, 2-1 the count. We get to Cooper Haney, who is 0 for 2 here in the ball game. Score 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pruchniak up to 98 pitches delivered here.
We could ask the 605 Sports panel to our left. We'll do that in the next half inning.
The 2-1 ground ball, hard hit, and it's going to find its way all the way through as it went off the mound of Pruchniak, and Pfeiffer, the diving stop, couldn't quite get his glove there in time. And the 2-out single is able to get Haney aboard, and now the pitcher will step up, Peyton Osborne, for the Redfield Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Peyton Osborne 1 for 2, grounded over to his third base in the second inning, singled in the 4th, and got caught stealing. Heath, what's your favorite mascot? Oh, you said gang.
No, I wouldn't,
okay.
I wouldn't officially say the gang
All right.
by any means. I'll keep it a little bit closer to home within the state tournament. I won't step away and start naming everybody else. But there is one that I am partial favorite to. And, Cole, you know this one as well of which one I like the best.
Really? Okay, so I got to think. It's probably because you said it was close to home, so I'm thinking State Line or South Central.
No, it's going to be close to Mitchell. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Very close to Mitchell.
Okay.
0-1, low and away. Count 1-1 with 2 outs.
Well, now
Jody has seen some silly text about it as well.
Oh, the Horned Frogs.
The Horned Frogs, that's right.
Yeah.
You may remember when the Horned Frogs made the state tournament, our document that we had, what I called the Horned Frogs.
Yep.
Love Corsica.
I don't know if I want to say it.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The runner on first base. Pruchniak now up to 103 pitches delivered here in the ball game.
I'm going to do like a Tony Chestnut situation. Horn, knee, toads.
Yep.
Again, we'll extend our might throw a microphone over the 605 bullpen area next half inning. They're looking them all up right now.
2-1 outside, count now 3-1. Like I said, by no means is there any. I think they do a great job. It's rare that you see just a team simple name of Kimball White like the Nationals. Okay,
Yeah.
Simple.
Yep.
The Washington Nationals, it works. A lot more unique.
Underrated, the Owls. Because you think of mascots, you think of birds, you don't think of owls, but then again, you also don't think of cormorants either.
That is correct. Inside, it is going to pluck Osborne and put runners on first and second. So now, after 2 outs from Pruchniak, he has let the last 2 batters get aboard. And now we're having a conversation as Toller is out there on the mound talking to Pruchniak.
And one thing about our mascot conversation, too, is do you keep this in Class B or do you extend it over into Class A? Because they're reading off some Class A. There's some pretty good mascots over in Class A, too.
I said the South Dakota Amateur Baseball teams.
Okay, so it'd be Class A and B, all 50 of them, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
64.
50 in Class B.
Oh, 50B, yeah. Okay, yeah. I knew that.
And you know what you really could do if the 605 team wanted to get real creative, you could put together a 64 team bracket and just look, they're typing away. They're moving their little fingers, just typing away.
We've already discovered this with the real deal. He doesn't want to rank them because you'd have to rank them and seed them, right? 1 through 64. But how would you determine? Would you have like a panel of judges to rank them 1 through 64? Random numbers?
Fouled off, 0-2 the count with 2 outs here as Rolfs is the batter. He is 1 of 2 in the ball game.
Put him on a wheel and spin it and just go top to bottom.
Pruchniak, 107 pitches here in the ball game. Runners again on first and second for the Redfield Dairy Queen. Kicks and fires, and this one is going to be a ground ball picked up by Bob Zine. Flip to second on the fielder's choice, and that is out number 3. And we move to the top of the 6th inning. It's 1-1. Top of the 6th comes up in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
Burke Livestock Auction is a family-owned livestock marketing center in Burke, South Dakota. We are located in south central part of the state. Cattle sales are held weekly on Saturdays with approximately 65,000 of south central South Dakota and north central Nebraska's finest feeder and breeding cattle marketed annually. Mark your calendar for our September 21st fall calf and yearling sale. Sale starts at 9:30 with lunch to start at 11. Burke Livestock is a proud supporter of state amateur baseball.
When it comes to sports bars, the Sports Center in Larchwood, Iowa has put themselves above the rest. They open bright and early, 7 a.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. on weekends, so you can start your day off right with them. And speaking of starting your day off right, they have daily food specials that will have your taste buds jumping for joy. The best flatbread pizza in the area, top-notch burgers, and don't worry, they have the best salads as well. The Sports Center in Larchwood. If you haven't tried it yet, put it down as your next destination. At Cadwell Park, where we are in the top of the 6th inning between the Elk Point Colt 45s and the Redfield Dairy Queen. And we are tied at 1-1 apiece. As transitioning a conversation as well happening between Dan Grasser and the home plate ump here at the moment. I believe they are exchanging lineup cards. So it's a conversation that looks like something about their lineup, maybe making some changes and adjustments, if you will, at the moment off to a right as Osborne takes his final warm-up. So, yeah, Grasser just handed the home plate ump something here as Colt Noctigal is going to step up to bat. Noctigal is still in the lineup. So, not quite for sure exactly what Grasser had to say, but was definitely looking at the lineup card. We'll pay attention and see if we don't see some
maybe
adjustments here.
As I say, possibly announcing a future change.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of the way now. Is it Grasser? Well, I think it's Grasser.
Yeah, it's Grasser. Dan Grasser. What? Dan Grasser, yeah.
Heath, we've got some listeners out there. The people who just happen to be running the Corsica Horned Frogs Twitter account. They're also in agreement. They believe that they have the best mascot.
I love to go with the Corsica boys and talk a little bit more about that name. I love it. I love it. 1-1 the count as, again, we're underway. Colt Noctigal is up. We'll find out the change a little bit later on, what Grasser was talking to the home plate ump. Let's see if it wasn't some type of hitting change.
And I believe the consensus we came to is that one's lined down the line. Also heads up to the Parks and Rec crew down there. The consensus we came to, Killer Tomatoes was one. The Flandreau Blue Teal was another, and the other one didn't decide. I think he quit thinking.
1-2 the count. This one is going to be down the third base line and foul.
I think that's the same one.
1-2 the count with nobody out here in the top of the sixth. 69 pitches for Osborne here in the ball game. Osborne kicks and fires, and this one is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians, offering dependable pest control services for both residential and commercial properties. On the 2-2, past the hot corner and out into left field. And Noctigal gets his second hit of the ball game, and the leadoff batter is aboard for the Elk Point Colt 45s, and a deadlock game of 1. As now Preston Pfeiffer will step up to bat.
Pfeiffer struck out looking in the first, singled and scored in the fourth. He represents the only run so far for the Colt 45s.
So the first pitch is going to go foul, and it looked like it just missed the awning. Took a couple of hops around in the seating here at Cadwell Park before some lucky fans in the front row were able to get a hold of the baseball. 0-1 the count.
Janelle Loftman down there just about had it. Steve didn't move.
And now a ground ball right straight up middle out to Osborne on the hard hit ground ball. And Pfeiffer, the single, will move Noctigal to second base and put runners at first and second. For the third time tonight, we have seen Elk Point Colt 45s get their first 2 batters aboard. The third time. The first 2 batters in the lineup, I should say at the top of the inning there. Only once have they scored. And that goes back to the top of the 4th inning where they had just 1 run. Ingwerson, 1 of 2. The third baseman will step up to bat. And also, Brock, we have found that meeting at the Mind as this one's popped up in the air and dropped to his knee trying to transition back. The DH is out.
Oh, really?
As we have number 8 for Elk Point Colt 45s. Warming up here.
That's going to be the... He's going to be a pickup player from somewhere.
Yeah, but he's not within our program here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Good luck to Commissioner Greenfield. Unless he's on the lineup card.
And it's the pickup player is Brent Duncan, but he's from Lenox. Here we go. Keaton Gale, the Elk Point Jefferson Legion player, is going to be the new DH spot that's coming up next to bat. We just noticed that off in the distance. So now the 0-2, this one left. It's going to go foul once again. They'll give chase to it, and it's going to get even outside of the brick wall at Cadwell Park. So again, runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the sixth. 0-2 is the count to Ingerson, the third baseman. And again, Keaton Gale, the Elk Point Jefferson Legion player, will be up next to bat, as long as they avoid the triple play. I don't know when last we've seen a triple play here at Cadwell Park.
I bet I know somebody that would know. I bet you have, Jody. Remember when you said you didn't think you saw a grand slam before?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think I've seen a triple play.
The 0-2, this one, check swing. Did he go? No, they say he didn't. So the count will remain one, or I should say go to 1-2 now. As Ingerson will do it again, getting 1 of 2 in the ball game. Runners at first and second with nobody out. The 1-2 pitch for Osborne. Great contact once again for Ingerson. And it's going to go foul. So that one's headed to the bullpen. It just stays within. And by the way, there is somebody warming up as well in the bullpen at the moment for Redfield Dairy Queen. There's also somebody warming up in the bullpen for Elk Point Colt 45s as this one's grounded over to the shortstop. And on the soft hit ground ball, Haney can't catch up to it in time. Checking out the instant replay. Had the rush up on it to the front of the grass there. Throw to first was not in time as it was low. And now be runners on every single bag with nobody up to bat, and it's going to be Keaton Gale, the Elk Point Jefferson Legion player, as his team just won themselves a state title earlier in the week. He'll dig into the batter's box to try to give his amateur team a shot at it. Also, Keaton Gale won the tournament MVP and Big Stick Award at that State Legion tournament. Again, just earlier this week, if you will.
Big Stick Award, I'm assuming, batting leader. There we go. 500 during the Legion tournament.
0 for 1. He sees this one. Flip to second for 1. Over to first is not in time. So on the fielder's choice, a run is scored. And Elk Point Colt 45s now lead it 2-1 over the Redfield Dairy Queen. So doesn't raise the batting average for Keaton Gale by any means, but it gets the job done as Colt 45s take their first lead of the ball game here at Cadwell Park.
That's a good piece of hitting, but really good job over there by Pfeiffer in that shortstop area to kind of almost get himself in the way a little bit of that ground ball but not cause any interference.
I know at one point you guys told me who it was warming up there. It's number 1, Gunnar Brugerman, who is warming up currently for Redfield Dairy Queen. And now trying to steal is going to be Gale over to second. He'll do so in playing this small ball. They will steal home, and a run is scored as Pfeiffer is able to steal home as Keaton Gale stole second. And it's good old-fashioned small ball, and the Colt 45s now make it 3-1 over Redfield Dairy Queen. So great small ball play by Elk Point Colt 45s to take a 2-run lead. As now up to bat is Ashton Pick here in the ball game.
Pick is 0 for 1 officially. 0 for 2, my mistake. I even saw it and said 0 for 1.
Did we see who was warming up for Elk Point Colt?
Number
45?
one.
Oh,
number one for each team.
Number one for each team.
So Bob Zine.
Logan Bob Zine, thank you, Cole. And now the ground ball takes a hop off the pitching mound and then fumbled just behind second base by Haney. That one's going to be in for a hit as we see it on the instant replay. Watch this one just skip just off the edge of the grass, actually. The grass leading into the pitching mound and then bobbled just behind second by Haney. So a hit is counted, putting runners on the corners. And Osborne up to 88 pitches here in the ball game. We haven't been given the official signal if he is done or not, as they have not signaled to Brueggemann to make the run from the bullpen. So 3-1 the score, now 8 hits for Colt 45s in the ball game. And again, some people said this would be an upset if Redfield Dairy Queen, coming into the state tournament, team that has not lost yet this season, coming in 19-0 overall, and now they're going to go break up the conversation on the mound. They're saying, long enough, we got to go. So he will stay out there. Osborne will. Tossing the ball in his hand. Taking a look over here at first base, seeing Ashton Pick get the lead off.
Tyler 0 for 2. 2 ground outs to short.
And that one tries to bunt foul. Really tried to choke up on that last second to lay it down and instead popped it up in the air. So on the foul ball, off the bunt, 0-1 the count. The 0-1, Tuller will swing away. Out into left field. Gale is tagged up. It's going to be in for a catch. Gale will take off. Throw to home is in time. The tag, is it applied? No, they say not. Safe at home. 4-1. Colt 45s lead it over Redfield Dairy Queen. And the runner is going to take all the way around to third. Pick tags up and moves all the way to third. There's a lot of confusion going on here at the moment.
Well, production truck, you failed me.
Hey, that's technology. That's not me.
What happened?
The play was still going on. I couldn't instant replay it.
Oh, sure you could.
And now the conversation continues on about what needs to happen to Ashton Pick.
I believe they are also
appealing to third. Yep. So in the end, caught by DeYoung out in left field, Gale gets home on the tag up. And in between all the confusion that they thought was a good throw and Rolfs the tag out at home to get Gale out, Pick went from first to second. And then again, everyone just staring around looking at the ump, disagreeing with the call. Pick advanced over to third. They then appealed over to third to make sure he was actually tagged up and out. The umps say yes, he's safe. And now we await the pitches. Still more conversation going on, still talking. And it comes down to, as well, Redfield Dairy Queen said the ump should have called time when they were trying to figure out whether he was actually safe or out. However, the home plate ump indicated immediately that Gale was safe and then never called for a timeout after that in the game. In the end.
Because none of the players called time.
No. And now
they're going to officially appeal again.
So now the appeal again is safe. As they said, the first one wasn't legal.
So that was the official appeal.
Yep.
And again, he is officially safe.
And now a wild pitch, and Pick will not come home.
Well, I say best of luck to Commissioner Greenfield scoring that one.
And by the way, in that whole entire time, Brueggemann continues to warm up pitching, if you will, for Redfield Dairy Queen. So a lot of confusion there. But luckily, as now a time was called there, and then another pitch that gets away from Rolfs, and this time Ashton Pick will steal home as he slides. And the score is now 5-1. I'm confused there, though, for a moment, as actually, Colt, correct me if I'm wrong, the ump just didn't grant the timeout, correct?
Correct, because the batter you can call time as much as you want, but it's not, unless the umpire grants it, you don't have time.
Because Cotton looked back and waved up his hand, and as he did so, the pitch came in, and then got away from Rolfs, and Pick comes and scores on the wild pitch.
And you could also say that now, because he might have already started his windup, so the time was too late anyway. But it doesn't matter because we've seen 3 wild pitches in a row.
Yes. 3-0 the count as well to Cotton, who is up to bat. And this one outside for ball 4. So I was going to say all that happened without us talking about anything else that was going on. So got all the information correct there. Didn't have to worry about anything.
I just want to wish best of luck to Commissioner Brock Greenfield to score that, and Ryan Deal of 65 Sports try and tweet that out. That whole situation that just happened.
And for a called strike, as now Bob Zine is up to bat again. We did see Bob Zine earlier in this inning warming up pitching. This inning has gone on for so long that they had to call him back to hit.
I think the Ryan Deal tweet should have read, not sure exactly what just happened, but Elk Point just scored 3 runs.
0-2 the count, 2 outs, the runner on first base. And again, Osborne up to 96 pitches. At this point, they're going to let him finish the 6th inning. The 0-2 popped up, foul, giving chase is Gall, and he will catch it, foul territory. So finally, Redfield Dairy Queen is able to end the inning, but not before Elk Point Colt 45s score 4 here in the top of the 6th, and they lead it 5-1. Bottom of the 6th is coming up in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV. What started out to be a small community celebration has grown into an attraction that draws literally thousands of people each year. Mark your calendars for June 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2025 for the 75th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check food, check music, and check hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is sponsored by the Tabor Chamber of Commerce and proudly supports the Tabor Bluebirds and Bonhomme High School Athletics.
Sun Gold
at Cadwell Park here in the top of the 6th inning, where the Elk Point Colt 45s add 4 runs in what might have been one of the most bizarre kind of ways to score. Confusion that was going on, madness. And in the end, sometimes if you're an Elk Point Colt 45s fan, it doesn't matter as long as it went in your favor. For the Redfield Dairy Queen, they are not going to be looking at it necessarily that way. There's going to be certainly some appeals to see if that last one. I don't know if it's the year of Elk Point, but again, if there's one team that can say, hey, we're down by 4, we're capable of scoring 27, it's Redfield Dairy Queen. They have done it so far this season. So we'll see.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I only got the last half of it because I forgot we were even live because they were trying to figure out the new pitcher, which is Bob Zine, by the way. He is officially in the game.
What were they trying to figure out? We knew that 20 minutes ago.
Well, there's 2 number 1s. So they're trying to figure out which number 1, I think.
There is?
Maybe. No?
I only got 1 number 1 on this.
Okay. Well, he had a different jersey on, so they're just trying to confirm.
Okay. Well, like I said, something we've known for, at least I have, Bob Zine is the new pitcher. Oh, my God. As he will throw his first pitch coming up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. as it's Osborne. I should probably identify which one. Brett Osborne, who steps up to bat. The right fielder. Bob Ziem fires this one in. This one in for a called strike. 0-2 the count. So while we have a chance, Pruchniak goes 5 complete, 6 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. Walked 3 and struck out 7, throwing 108 pitches. This one out to left field. Maybe the dive. Noctical might have had a chance, but it falls in for a base hit. And the leadoff runner is aboard of Brent Osborne, who's now batting 1,000 here in the ball game, and Christian DeYoung, the left fielder, will step up to bat.
Yeah, and then so for Elk Point, the DH has officially dropped. Keaton Gale will go to short, and Bob's going to pitch. Time called. DeYoung at the plate today. 1 for 2. Struck out to end the second and singled in the middle of the 4th inning.
This one a swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. Fans, don't forget, Dakota Wesleyan University has teamed up with Live Ticket TV to cover all Dakota Wesleyan's home sporting activities. We hope you can join us throughout the season for Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And all get started this upcoming Tuesday with home soccer games for both men and women. We'll have all the coverage on Live Ticket TV and also on Dakota Wesleyan's school's websites. Looking forward to all the exciting action with Dakota Wesleyan and the voice of the Tigers, Tim Smith, will bring you all the fun, exciting action. 0-2 the count, and this one low. Count now 1-2. And by the way, that, of course, is free for fans to watch those games. And again, when you're paying to watch the state amateur baseball tournament, all that money goes back to the South Dakota Baseball Association. So if you did not know where your money is going, it goes back to the South Dakota Amateur Baseball Association to help offset the cost here to host tournaments at the Cadwell Park and more. Strikeout there for DeYoung. As now stepping up to bat will be Nathan Haney. It's the first strikeout for Bob Ziem. Don't have a lot of numbers on Bob Ziem when it comes to him pitching this season. The only thing we can really give to you is he's 1-1. Appeal, they say no go on the check swing from Haney, the third baseman. Again, a runner aboard for Redfield Dairy Queen. Bob Ziem looks a little bit faster than what we saw Pruchniak earlier here in the ballgame. Fires away, and this one in for a called strike. Bob Ziem has been impressive so far of finding the strike zone. Again, Bob Ziem earlier played in this shortstop position, has transitioned to pitcher, and we see Keaton Gale transition into that shortstop position wearing the baby blue out there.
Honorable mention for best mascot name, Mad Frogs. Wood Duck's pretty good too. Definitely unique.
And now this one low, 2-1 the count. Speaking of the Wood Ducks, they got a victory over Meadow Mad Frogs in today's action, 4-2. Also, other teams, Wessington Springs, Larchwood, Dimmock Emery, and Castlewood have all punched their tickets into the round of 16 here in the Class B State Amateur Tournament. Wessington Springs and Larchwood playing Sunday at 5:30. Dimmock Emery and Castlewood to follow Sunday at 7:30. 3-1. This one fouled off the edge of the bat there, and the count is now full. And again, fans, we hope you can make your way out to Cadwell Park tomorrow as Flandreau, Alexandria, Platte, Del Rapids Mudcats, Canova, Lesterville, Northville, and Kimball White Lake all play. In for their strikeout, Bob Ziem, his second strikeout of the inning. He has come on and been impressive in his first 3 batters that he has seen.
New leader in the clubhouse for best mascot name. Are you ready?
Give it to me.
The Watertown, what was it? Here, the Shell Oilers of Watertown.
Now, when did this team exist?
1934.
1934.
Back in your day. Back in Jody's day. Is he still looking?
My sources.
Oh. Does your source have a birthday today?
Yes, he does.
2 outs, and the 2-out 0-1 pitch is out into left field for Owen Osborne, who was 0 for 2 previously, now make him 1 of 3, with putting runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now we'll see Bennett Osborne, the center fielder, step up. Again, Redfield Dairy Queen scored in the bottom of the second and have not scored since. They do have 8 hits compared to the 8 hits of Elk Point.
Osborne 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts, swing, and a walk. Again, want to give a huge birthday shout-out to quite possibly, and not even that, just I think almost literally the biggest amateur baseball fan in the state of South Dakota, the Eric McPeak, 8888.
Well, happy birthday to Eric.
He has a playlist on YouTube of, like, my favorite amateur baseball games, and they're all really, I mean, obviously, but it's like 30 games that are just barn burners. If you get bored sometime, just look up that playlist. They're all good.
Swing and a miss here for Bennett Osborne. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, with runners again on first and second. 2 outs. And this one outside for a ball.
What was that one, John? The Yankton River Bats.
3-1 the count. Wonder how they came up with that name.
Hell.
The 3-1 as Bob Zine kicks and fires, and this one out into center field. No, it's going to die as it reached the night sky. And the shortstop, Gale, gets underneath of it for out number 3. So Bob Zine let 2 aboard, but again, Redfield Dairy Queen, we have not seen the full offense from them. Cannot score it. We move to the top of the 7th. That comes up in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
Sports is proud to call Mitchell and Huron home. With over 50 years of experience, we are here for all of your printing needs. Whether it's for your business, school, or personal, we are your one-stop custom shop. Screen printing, embroidery, vinyl, banners, trophies, awards, and so much more. Give Steph a call at 605-770-6829. Sun Gold Sports of Huron and Mitchell. We print t-shirts.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back at Cadwell Park, as it's just past 10 o'clock here on this Thursday evening. It's going to be another long night for myself. Make the long trek back home once again for tonight. Now I gotta.
You know, you don't have to.
I know there's plenty of rooms for me to stay here in Mitchell, but I better get back and do business. Now, maybe I should sleep in instead of waking up at 4 o'clock. I mean, the 2 hours of sleep probably doesn't help anything, but you're young. You only live once. As we're underway, very first pitch is seen by Jackson Hennis, and this one is going to get out into center field, or left center, I should say. It's going to be a stand-up double, but Jackson made that a little bit closer than he need to. As you check out the instant replay here. And you look at Jackson at the end of this, just kind of was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in there. And he took a few steps off, but gets in there safely. So stand-up double to lead things off here in the top of the 7th with Elk Point Colt 45s leading it by 4. 5-1, and now very first pitch out into left field. This one will fall in. Jackson will not advance, so Cole Noctical gets his 3rd hit of the ball game and puts runners for the 4th time. The first 2 batters get aboard.
I believe that hit by Hannes as well. The first hit that was not a single.
Confirmation. Last triple play in state amateur baseball. 1971. By Mission.
Wow.
Okay.
1971, last triple play. We're going to have a pitching change.
Going to have a pitching change, as Cole just mentioned. We saw at one time number 1, the Legion player, Gunnar Brueggemann, who is warming up. But I don't know if they're going to make it Brueggemann or if they're going to go with somebody else. But they're pointing towards the dugout. So they need an extra glove. Nonetheless, we'll be back with this pitching change in just a moment.
Prairie Valley Farm, Charlotte, is located in Platte. Since 1980, David has worked with his father, family, and hired men to provide bulls with the best health, management, selection, and genetics to produce a quality product to meet the customer's needs. Mark your calendar for their annual bull sale on the second Saturday of April. Check out their website at pvfcharlotte.com or give David Mason a call for more information. Prairie Valley Farm Charlotte is a proud supporter of all Black Panther school activities. Remember, U.S. beef, it's what's for dinner.
Located in the heart of Mitchell, Blarney's is your one stop for mouth-watering food, refreshing drinks, and your latest sports action. Fans, it's state amateur baseball time, and Blarney's is your pre- and post-game destination. Whether you're finishing up the early game and need a spot to eat for lunch, or celebrating a late-night victory, stop in at Blarney's and keep the party going with cold, refreshing drinks. Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill, a proud supporter of the state amateur baseball tournament.
From your innovative attachment solutions provider for over 40 years, MDS Manufacturing. One of a kind, revolutionary, game-changing. MDS doesn't make the loader, MDS makes the loader better.
As the weather warms up, so does our time outside. If you've been putting off your next home project, then Elite Renovations in Platte and Mitchell is ready to help. If you're looking to upgrade or update your roof, siding, windows, doors, and decking, they've got you covered. Interior trim, flooring, cabinets, tile, or drywall, they got the crews. Book a free consultation to discuss your options. Visit their website at elitereno-sd.com to get started with your summer project. Back here on Live Ticket TV as we see a pitching change. In fact, there's 3 different changes. Bennett Osborne will now come in as the new pitcher. We're not going to give you the official in yet to Peyton Osborne, as he is still responsible for the runners on first and second. But again, we now see Bennett Osborne, the new pitcher. This one's fouled off. The new center fielder is Nolan Gall. And Peyton Osborne, the former pitcher, is now the new first baseman. So those are the 3 changes made by Redfield Dairy Queen in a 5-1 lead for Elk Point Colt 45s. As up the bat right now is Preston Pfeiffer. Preston is 2 for 3 in the ball game as well, and now we're going to get a long stand on the mound, and finally a timeout is called. We'll reset. 1-1 the count, nobody out. And now one shot out into center, and this one will fall in for a base hit. Jackson won the go all the way around third. Now Grasser did not wave him around, so it will load up the bases on the single from Pfeiffer. He is also 3 of 4 in the ball game. So multiple players 3 of 4 in the ball game. As now stepping up to bat will be Hunter Ingerson, the third baseman, who does have an RBI. No, excuse me. Has a couple of singles here in the ball game. And now we're going to see a courtesy runner. No. An injury for Pfeiffer, it looks like, over at first base, as first base is now not occupied. And Pfeiffer went into the dugout here for a moment.
Yeah, I know him. Buzz Beaver, huh?
So Pfeiffer getting a wash out of his mouth and now ready to come back into the ball game. That's why we're seeing this stoppage in play. And now we're ready to go once again. So 5-1 with runners on first, second, and third, with Hunter Ingerson, the third baseman, stepping up to bat. Again, he is 2 of 3 here in the ball game. And now more stoppage of play. Finally ready to go once again. Swing and a miss.
Here we go. Jody, we got your answer. Last triple play I remember was in the 09 state championship game, Canova versus PBR. Grant Olson DM'd this to us. He was playing for Canova and hit into a 4-6-3 double play, or triple play.
On the single, right down Broadway, 1 and 2 will come home. So the single shot from Ingerson drives in 2 RBIs, and it's now 7-1. Colt 45s lead it over Redfield Dairy Queen. So 7-1.
Name that show.
Was Keaton Gale now up to bat. Gale is 0 for 1, but does have an RBI. His last time up, grounded into a fielder's choice. The Sopranos that you're watching over there, Cole?
Yep.
The 0-1, this one, Rolf stays in front of it. Maybe made more of a mess of that than he needed to. Again, relief pitcher out there is Bennett Osborne. And by the way, those last 2 runs coming home do officially end the night now for Peyton Osborne, the former pitcher, as he was responsible for the 2 runs that have now come in. We'll give you his final numbers pitching-wise here in just a moment as this pitch is outside. 2-1 the count. Runners on first and second for the Colt 45s with, again, nobody out. So Peyton Osborne, 6 innings complete, gives up 10 hits, 7 runs, all earned, walked 2, and struck out 8 in the ball game. Now foul ball into the netting. Makes count 2-2. Peyton, by the way, went 99 pitches through 69 in the strike zone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gale. The Legion pickup player who just won tournament MVP earlier in the week. 3 days later, he's playing in the state amateur baseball tournament and already an RBI to his name. Also won the Big Stick Award, which is awarded to the best batting average at the tournament. Maybe a little bit of a surprise there for Elk Point. Jefferson, the Legion team, winning that one. I know Del Rapids was a huge favorite coming into it. The 3-2 popped up foul, and giving chase will be Bennett Osborne as he'll catch it in foul territory to get the first out. The pitcher comes a long way to get it. So you can see the shot there for him. It's now Ashton Pick will step up to bat, the center fielder. Again, a Redfield Dairy Queen team, undefeated coming into this state tournament. At 19-0, Elk Point Colt 45s, 7-10. And now the very first pitch is going to go foul. As Pick saw it, chased after it. So as everyone said, this would be an upset if Elk Point Colt 45s can win. A team that has now made their 4th consecutive state tournament, have never made it into the second round. That was something that Travis Lee talked about, and I caught up with him last week, was great pitching. We feel confident in no matter who we draw. Right now, that is living up to exactly what he said the other day. And now the ground ball out at second, throw to first, not in time. So it's going to be the 4-6 put out at second on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 away with runners on the corners.
Interference at second. Okay. The runner at first is out.
Thank you, Cole, as I looked down there just for a moment. So in the end, it's actually a double play, and it will also end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th, where Elk Point Elk Point Colt 45s have added another 2 runs. They lead it now 7-1. Bottom of the 7th comes up after the 7th inning stretch in 60 seconds.
Triatel is a telecommunications company that serves over 10 small communities.
And just because you live in a small community doesn't mean that you can't get good service.
For me, it's really important to be able to work remotely here in the country.
If you live in the Triatel service area and you're looking for a good, reliable, high-speed internet connection, we've served our members for 65 years and we're going to be serving you long into the future.
Hey, farmers, don't have the time or the means?
At Cadwell Park. As we get done with the 7th inning stretch, the guys up here in the broadcast booth, the majority of them also go for a light little walk. Cole Larsh has disappeared for the moment. As tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our Redfield Dairy Queen sponsor, One Stop. Your convenient stop, whether you're coming home from a long day of work or you need a quick drink heading to work. One Stop Convenience will take care of you at the pump and inside with your stomach needs as well. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Check Days. Mark your calendars, June 19th, 20, and 21st, 2025 for the 76th Annual Tabor Check Days in Tabor, South Dakota. Check Food, Check Music, and Check Hospitality await you in Tabor. Check Days is also a proud sponsor of the Tabor Bluebirds, who we will not be mentioning throughout this tournament. I mean, we will be mentioning them, if you will, as they lost as a prize. Yeah, that's right. It is the August Agony. Tabor came out as the champs of the South Central League. Did not throw what some would consider their ace with Riley Rochadle. Did not get the start on the bump today. I don't know if that necessarily would have mattered. We can pick it completely apart, say this or that, but nonetheless, good upset. Give credit where credit is due, with Castlewood getting the 7-5 victory. That was in the 1 p.m. game today. Another action, Lake Northern and Dimmick Emery played. Dimmick Emery getting the win 7-2. I know they enjoyed it over at Sandy's Bar after that victory. In other action yesterday, Larchwood got a 15-run win against the Burke Bombers. And also to open up the state tournament, Washington Springs beat Akron 10-7. As we see, the swing and a hit from Nolan Gall over to the second baseman. Glove by Pfeiffer, throw to first in time for out number 1. The only game we have not mentioned, Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks get the win over the Meadow Mad Frogs 4-2. Yes, the Gamecocks are Hartford. And that one will be a good matchup. The Gamecocks and Millbank Fire Chiefs coming up at 1 p.m. on August 10th. So the first pitch is up to Cooper Haney is up to bat, the shortstop, who is 1 of 3 in the ball game. Again, Bob Zine comes on his second inning of relief pitching. 2-0 the count to Haney. A lot of good games coming up throughout the rest of the first round of this state tournament. I know Jody Brozick is looking forward to one coming up on Saturday evening when Cologne takes on, I should say,
the Chaos?
Chamberlain takes on Winter Cologne. Yes, your son does play for the Four Corners. It's Caleb Brozick will get his chance to take on the long-standing team in the state tournament. As this one is shot right back to Bob Zine. It looked like he was able to jump and avoid it. Check this one out in the instant replay. The quick feet by Logan Bob Zine. Woof.
Nutmeg.
Nice soccer term there.
Yeah, see? I learned a thing or two when we did that soccer game like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Looking forward
Didn't learn much, but
looking forward to some more soccer coming up here for just a few days for me. Get to be on the call for the men's and women's games. For Dakota Wesleyan, look forward to bringing you all Dakota Wesleyan sporting activities. The voice of the Tigers, Tim Smith, coming up throughout the season. Again, things get underway already on Tuesday. Crazy to think that college athletics are here. I know Cole's looking forward to college football, the NFL, more preseason games happen tonight in the NFL.
Tonight.
The 1-1 slapped up in the air, and it will be falling into the glove of Keaton Gale for the second out. Well, Colt, did you expect this type of offensive put out from Redfield Dairy Queen?
No, I definitely did not whatsoever. I mean, they've strung together a couple of hits. They just can't seem to get them at the same time. It's just, this is honestly the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen. You look at Redfield and their batting stats and how many runs they've put up, and they just don't seem to have it tonight, I guess.
So now Hunter Cotton will step up to bat. Excuse me. Looked at wrong 10. Keaton Rolfs will step up to bat for Redfield Dairy Queen. Keaton is 1 of 3 here this evening. Again, Redfield Dairy Queen do have a runner aboard over at first base. And this one is going to hit him. And Bob Zine is very apologetic very quickly to Keaton, as he certainly did not mean to hit Keaton with that wild pitch there. So now, runners on first and second for Redfield Dairy Queen with 2 outs. This still has an opportunity to be a big inning for Dairy Queen. As now stepping up, Brett Osborne. Left-handed batter would certainly like to get a big hit here. First pitch in for a called strike. The crowd stays faithful to this action here this evening as it's gotten a little bit bigger. Don't forget, at one point, this one was 1-1 after 5 innings. We have seen 4 runs in the top of the 6th and 2 runs from Elk Point Colt 45s in the 7th. So 6 runs over 2 innings open this one up. And this one just misses the black Jeep outside of Cadwell Park. Dangerous spot to park, if you will. 0-2 the count. Nice looking black Jeep. Kid looks over the brick wall there. Did someone find the ball? 0-2. 2 outs. Bob Zine delivers this one inside for a ball. 1-2. Christian DeYoung up to bat if we get to him. Both teams have made pitching changes. And this one, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Bob Zine here in the ball game. His 3rd strikeout, combined 10 strikeouts between him and Pruchniak. And Elk Point Colt 45s hold on as we move into the top of the 8th to a 6-run lead. We'll see if they can't add some more. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Haul your corn to market? Contact Derek or Phil at New Gen Energy. They are receiving corn 6 days a week, and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Farmers Only Haul Day. Located in Marion, South Dakota, New Gen Energy also sells distillers and corn oil. Call 605-648-2100 for all your corn needs, and check out their website at newgenmarion.com. That's N-U-G-E-N Marion.com.
A better you starts closer to home, with people who understand your way of life and belong to your community. Primary care providers at Horizon Health know you and know how to help you stay well. We're here to keep you healthy and care for you through every stage of life, so you can keep doing what you love and make every day a better one. Schedule an appointment at horizonhealthcare.org.
Whether you're pregnant or
at Cadwell Park, it's the top of the 8th inning where Elk Point Colt 45s lead it over Redfield Dairy Queen. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by CHS. If you're looking for a place where you can use your skills and expertise to make a difference, consider CHS. CHS is a proud supporter of all things Live Ticket TV. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Dimmick Cheese, proud to carry a wonderful selection of homemade cheeses. Feel free to browse their selection of cheese gift boxes, cheese trays, and find more on their website. Also proud sponsor of the Dimmick Emery Raptors. Again, top of the 8th here, 7-1 as some final conversations, and we also wait for Keaton Rolfs to come back out. As so far here in the ball game, mentioned it a moment ago, both teams have made pitching changes as Bennett Osborne has gone 1 complete, giving up 2 hits so far. Combined 12 hits for Elk Point Colt 45s here in the ball game. As now stepping up to bat for Elk Point will be Jay Toller, the first baseman. As the first pitch is in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. This one up, 1-1 the count. Jody, if I was you, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Four runs in the top of the 6th, 2 runs in the top of 7th. Colt 45s are trying to make it 3 innings in a row that they have scored. And they have really done it with the middle of the lineup getting it done. And now Toller makes contact with this one. It will go foul. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. You can see the balls and strikes, the outs right there on the bottom right of our corner. You can see the score right there in the bottom center. Not too hard to miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Toller as he stands tall in the batter's box. Osborne. Toller saying, that hit my jersey, not going to get the call from the home plate up, and the count is now full, 3-2. So 3-2, this one doesn't go for Toller. And the leadoff man is aboard via walk. It will be the 3rd walk of the ball game given up by Redfield Dairy Queen tonight. As now stepping up to bat will be Hunter Cotton, the right fielder. Kicks and fires, and Cotton sees the very first pitch, flies it out to center field, and this one easily caught by Gall. And Toller will stay at first base with 1 away here on the top of the 8th inning. Golarsh is still with us, but working on another project here at the moment. Logan and Bob Zine will step up to bat. As Logan Bob Zine, again the new pitcher for Elk Point Colt 45s. Bob Zine, by the way, is 0 for 3 here in the ball game. The pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the count to Logan Bob Zine. Osborne, Bennett that is, has thrown 21 pitches here in the game. And this one outside, 2-1.
I have another update for you, Heath. I just got another message from Grant Olson about the triple play. He said, not certain that's the most recent, but do know that it happened. Haunts me to this day.
And now, off the end of the bat, a hit as Owen Osborne, the second baseman, looked like he might have been able to cut it off, not able to do so in time. And Toller able to get to second base, and on the single, Bob Zine is aboard, his first base hit of the game. So, once again, we see runners on first and second. It's not the 5th time, as there is 1 out here in this inning. We reset the count. It's 0-0 now. 7-1 the score. Has now Jackson Hennis, the catcher, will step up to bat. Joe will tell you a little bit later. The 0-1 is the first one in for a called strike.
What's Joe asking about?
Joe thinks I'm making fun of him at the moment.
Oh.
So he took it personal.
Oh.
The 0-1.
I didn't even hear what you said.
For 1-1.
Okay.
Jackson, by the way, 2 of 4 here in the ball game.
Singled in the first, flew out to center in the 3rd, lined out to second in the...
And here goes Toller as he will steal over to 3rd in time. The big man turned on the choo-choo train, and he took off and left the station, getting over to 3rd in time. And with that, Bob Zine moves over to 2nd.
Another stats question for you guys. When's the last time Jay Toller stole a base?
About 10 seconds ago.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Greenfield, for that useful information.
A dynamite drop in. 3-1 now the count as this one's outside. And again, both runners are able to advance. Toller now at third, Bob Zine at second. If Jackson can hit a single here, potentially scores two, makes contact with this one, but it will go over into the dugout of Elk Point Colt 45s. So the count is full with one out. Here in the top of the eighth, 7-1. The payoff pitch, this one, ground ball. The runners don't advance. It's bobbled. Now throw to first is in time for out number 2. Neither runner advances. So Osborne potentially to get out of this inning without surrendering a run. But Colt Noctigal will step up, and he has been extremely successful here in the ballgame where he is 3 of 4 so far today. He sees the very first pitch, swing and a miss. So Noctigal, again, hitting 75, if you will, on the night, including a couple singles. 0-1. Osborne kicks and fires, trying to find the corner, and does so, and now the count 0-2. Bob Zine at second, Toller at third. Osborne kicks and fires, and this one a ground ball, scooped up by Haney, the shortstop, throw to first in time. So in the inning, back-to-back outs for Redfield Dairy Queen, and they don't surrender a run, but Elk Point still leads Redfield 7-1. The bottom of the eighth comes up in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
It might be time for you to strongly consider leasing bulls from Jorgensen Land and Cattle. Here's Cody.
Well, it's a really good option to acquire some excellent genetics for an affordable price. It's become really popular. When you first hear about lease bulls, sometimes it may frighten a person. So this is a different ballgame. You know, there's a genetic program behind these bulls. These are bulls that have a genetic program and really are designed genetically to very nice calves.
Call 1-800-548-BULL.
At Lesterville Feed and Grain, they pride themselves on offering top-notch products at competitive prices. Whether you're looking for feed for your livestock or grains for your crops, they have you covered. And with their market bids, you can rest easy knowing you're getting the best deal possible. But it's not just about the products, it's about the service. Their knowledgeable staff is there to help answer any questions you may have and provide expert advice to help you succeed in your farming endeavors.
In the bottom of the 8th inning, Redfield Dairy Queen, a team that averages over 12 runs a ball game, only one. See if they can't get this offense going with Christian DeYoung leading things off. We'll see Christian DeYoung, Nathan Haney, and Owen Osborne. Again, Bob Zine is the pitcher for Elk Point Colt 45s. It's the first pitch, swing and a miss. No, it's going to be fouled. Nonetheless, 0-1 the count. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Tabor Lumber Co-op. Tabor Lumber Co-op is dedicated to providing their customers the products, services, and expertise to make data-driven decisions to benefit their operation. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Cone's Corner. There's plenty of history for gas pumps and munchies for travelers, but the store now carries an inventory of over 2,500 firearms plus table, chair, and trailer rentals, a proud sponsor of the Castlewood Ravens. 1-2 the count.
to Christian DeYoung. And this one, swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Bob Zine. For Bob Zine, it will be his 4th strikeout, combined 11 strikeouts here in the ball game.
Your attention, please. Now batting for Redfield, number 4, Lane Cotton.
7-1 as now Nathan Haney will step up. No, I'm sorry. We're going to see a change here. It's Gunnar Brueggemann who now steps up for Redfield Dairy Queen. And this one, swing and a miss as he is going to replace Nathan Haney. And this one fouled off. 0-2 the count. This one low. And they count 1-2. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-1 the score. And now, stepping out, stepping back in. And this one in for a called strike. For second strikeout, I apologize. That was Lane Cotton, number 4. I thought that was number 1, Gunnar Brueggemann. That was Lane Cotton who takes the strikeout for Redfield Dairy Queen. And now stepping up to bat will be Owen Osborne, the second baseman. So I have to imagine that it will be Lane Cotton to replace Haney over at third base when we come back to the top of the ninth.
While we got a little bit, Heath, I just want to say that, all 37 games here streamed on Live Ticket TV, but also over on the sister company, 605 Sports and 605sports.com. Photo galleries from all 37 games, write-ups on all 37 games, including some, what I've been told, are some pretty special stories coming down the hatch, more specific about different in-depth stories about some players in this baseball tournament, including somebody who is apparently very, very good at cornhole. That one might be coming down the hatch as well, so I just want to give those guys a shout-out. Ryan, John, Rodney.
Owen Osborne, the single, as he is able to get aboard with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning as it bounced off of Pfeiffer. So Osborne is aboard. Apologize, reached on an error is what they will officially call it up here. So I said single, and I was like, no, that can't be right. My own mistake there. So bottom of the 8th, up to bat now as we reset the top of the order will be Bennett Osborne. He is 0 for 3 again. Osborne came in batting at .500 on the season, has yet to get aboard here in this state tournament. The count 1-1 with 2 outs. And this one in close to Osborne. Didn't quite hit him, but he got extremely close. 2-1, now the count with 2 outs. The 2-1. This one's lobbed up in the air, and it's going to fall into right center for a base hit. So the man batting .500 on the season finally gets aboard. Bennett Osborne puts in the single out in center that will advance Owen Osborne over to third. So runners at the corners for Redfield Dairy Queen. They're not quite done yet here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-1 is your score. And again, a team that averages over 12 runs a ball game. Trying to get the offense going late here at Cadwell Park. We got nowhere to be at this point. Might as well make something happen. Here up the bat is Nolan Gall. If you're a Redfield fan, put on the rally cap, turn it backwards and inside out. Here we go. 1-0 the count to Gall. Again, runners on first and third. Gall showed bump for just a moment, then pulled it back, called strike. On the opposite side, Bob Zine saying, I'm not going to let that happen. Has 5 strikeouts coming in relief. He has gone through 2 2/3, has given up 4 hits, no runs given up here in the ball game. Pruchniak has given up the only run. It was unearned. The 1-1, this one ground ball over to Pfeiffer. He'll take the simple flip to second on the fielder's choice, and that is out number 3. And we head to the top of the 9th for Elk Point. It's nothing but more insurance as they lead it by 6. That is on the way next on Live Ticket TV.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Dr. Kelly Tobin and staff at Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic are proud supporters of high school athletics. When it comes to large and small animal health, look to Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic. They understand how important your livestock is to you and will give you service that you can depend on. Call 539-1040. That's 539-1040. Rolling Hills is located on Dakota Avenue, across from Farm Bureau in Wessington Springs. Rolling Hills Veterinary Clinic.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect, so you get everything you need right here in the place you call home, now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
There's a story behind it, Colt, and I'll tell you that story coming up at the commercial break.
All right, good deal.
As we move to the top of the 9th inning, it does have a funny story, if you will, that you will certainly get a chuckle out of one of your good friends down in the South that you will get a laugh at. As we move to the top of the 9th inning, 4 runs in the 6th inning, 2 runs in the 7th inning, after this game was tied at 1-1 apiece going into the 6th inning between Elk Point Colt 45s and Redfield Dairy Queen. But we have just seen since then Elk Point take not only the lead, but really dominate since. As the camera goes out of focus for just a moment. Focus back in. Here we go. First pitch is up. So for Elk Point, it's simple. Just maybe make some offense happen. If you don't, oh well, you feel good if you're the Colt 45s, a team that, again, has never advanced. And the 1-0, this one's smacked out into right center. It's back, but not far enough. And it's going to be dropped. Oh, no, and for the worst thing for Preston Pfeiffer, he thought it was going to be caught. So he took just the Sunday stroll to first, and that's as far as he's going to get.
Nothing like a 360-foot single.
Now, I can say this, too. We'll have a coach who's going to come join us for a broadcast later on in the state tournament from Vermilion. He's going to say nothing but run those out, run them out, run them out. Because you never know. Nonetheless, the first pitch popped up in the air, and it's going to be dropped. As Keaton right there at the fence thought he had it, couldn't quite grasp it as in. As Hunter Ingerson just popped it straight back. So again for Preston Pfeiffer, the 360-foot single. And the count 0-1 to Hunter. Leading at 7-1. 14 hits in the ball game for Colt 45s. The 0-1, this one popped up once again. This time it will make its way out of the ballpark. The count now 0-2. By the way, Brueggemann is now in at third base, playing for Redfield Dairy Queen. The only change made there during the timeout break. And now
The 0-2 in for called strike number 3. And there is one away. As Hunter watches that one for the strikeout. Just Bennett Osborne's, second strikeout of the ball game. So now it will be Keaton Gale stepping up to bat with a runner aboard on first base and one out. Gale, by the way, is 0 for 2, the Legion player for Elk Point Colt 45s. This one low. Keaton stays in front of it. 2-0. Again, fans, don't forget, coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Flandreau takes on Alexandria, and then after that, it's the Killer Tomatoes taking on Del Rapids Mudcats. The consensus favorite nickname, if you will, Platte Killer Tomatoes, who we discussed earlier here on the broadcast. I gave my opinion. Fan of Corsica's nickname. The count is 2-1, one out. The 2-1, this one low. Gets away from Keaton once again, 3-1. So if Elk Point can hold on here, barring any large comeback, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, Elk Point would take on the Hartford-Humboldt Wood Ducks coming up at 5:30 on Monday. That's the winner of this one will take on Hartford-Humboldt. The count now full to Gale with one out. The 3-2, this one up, and it will be a walk for Gale. So runners on first and second and one out for Elk Point. As now will be Ashton Pick, the center fielder, who will step up to bat. First pitch to Pick, in for a called strike. So again for Redfield Dairy Queen, not the night they were hoping here at Cadwell Park. The best offensive team coming into this state tournament, and have only found just a run. And that being said, we talk about just a one run, but this has been a good Dairy Queen team. They have 10 hits in the ball game compared to 14 hits for Elk Point. Elk Point has just been able to get their batters around and home. And that will be something right now that Dairy Queen would hang their hat on and say this is that reason maybe we just couldn't get it done. He's not able to get those guys on. Getting 10 hits in the ball game, but only a run scored. 1-2 the count with one out, and this one going to be out into center field. Gall is going to make the diving catch for the second out. They're going to throw over to first and try to get Keaton Gale, and they say he is out at first on the double play. Check out this instant replay. Gall out in center field. The throw to first and plenty of time for the double play, and that will end the inning. Redfield Dairy Queen down to their final 3 outs. That comes up in 60 seconds here on Live Ticket TV.
The heart of farming season is coming up, and Caton International is your HIH dealer in Crofton, Nebraska. Caton International offers top-notch parts and service to keep your equipment running smoothly all season long. Their team of experts is there to help with any maintenance or repairs you may need, so you can focus on what you do best, farming. And don't forget to check out their website for the latest deals and promotions. Whether you're in the market for a new piece of equipment or just need some replacement parts, Caton International has you covered.
We travel in packs. Fearless first-timers and go-getters. Sightseers and mudslingers. Trail conquerors and adrenaline junkies. We believe great rides deserve great company. And wherever the ride takes us, there's always room for one more.
Experience the enduring legacy of Castlewood Farms Elevator, a farmer-owned cooperative that has served the ag community for more than a century. Dedicated to enhancing efficiency and offering superior services They provide a comprehensive range of crop nutrition, protection products, commercial fertilizer, and livestock feed. Visit CastlewoodElevator.com or give them a call today. Your ultimate destination for agriculture needs is Castlewood Farmers Elevator.
At Cadwell Park as we enter into the bottom of the 9th inning. Redfield Dairy Queen down to their final 3 out. Something that could be an interesting side note as you guys were talking up here in the broadcast booth. The way things are trending could happen once again. 1-1 the count as Bob Zine, the pitcher, and it's out there Cooper Haney to hit. That is, Cole, tonight we see this matchup between Elk Point and Redfield, both wearing white. The winner takes on the Wood Ducks. The main uniforms of Colt 45s are orange. We could see an orange versus orange matchup. And now the 1-2 singled over past the third baseman, Ingerson. And the leadoff batter is aboard for Redfield Dairy Queen. I hope we don't see orange on orange, but we possibly could. Orange? Oh, orange on orange? This Cole makes fun of me there. And the way
that's my job.
Way I say orange, I guess.
Just that time.
Peyton Osborne will now step up to bat. By the way, Haney was 3 of 5 in the ball game. First pitch in for a called strike. Peyton Osborne, the former pitcher, first baseman now, trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 9th for Dairy Queen.
Is it going through?
The 0-1 kicks and fires, and this one is going to get away from Jackson Hennis, and this will easily advance. Haney on the wild pitch. So now, runner at second base. By no means the tying or winning run. Redfield will need a lot more of that, but
I was going to say, got to just about go through the lineup.
At least. And the 1-1 popped up in the air. Toller is calling off everybody. And Jay Toller not only a stolen base, but makes the routine pop fly for out number 1. And now Keaton Rolfs, the catcher, will step up to bat with 1 away for the Redfield Dairy Queen and a runner on second base. Kicks and fires, in for a called strike. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Caton International. They offer top-notch parts and service to keep your equipment running smoothly all season long. Their team of experts is here to help with any maintenance or repairs you may need. Proud sponsor of the Crofton Blue Jays. A hard-hit shot down the right field line, but it will go foul. That one had everyone on their toes for just a moment. That would have easily scored the runner from second. But in the end, it will be 0-2 now, the count, with 1 out. And for the Elk Point Colt 45s, for the first time ever, they could make it on to the second round. Again, a team that came in existence calling themselves the Colt 45s because they had to be older than 45 to play on the baseball team. Jody Brozick says that could have been me, but we all know with your bum knee and hip, that never would have happened. And this one, 0-2, in for a called strike. And Keaton Rolfs goes down on a strikeout. It's another one for Bob Zine. Bob Zine is now throwing 6 strikeouts in the ballgame, combined 13 strikeouts between him and Pruchniak tonight. And now Brett Osborne will step up to bat with a runner on second base. 0-1 the count, down to the final 2 strikes for Redfield Dairy Queen. Bob Zine sets the mound, kicks and fires in this one. Inside for a ball, 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Thought about going after it, does not. 2-1 the count. Elk Point Colt 45s with a date with Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks. Coming up Monday, 5:30. They can finish it here. It's not over with yet for Redfield Dairy Queen. This one fouled back into the netting. Dairy Queen came into this state tournament the only undefeated team. Their first loss of the season could also end their season tournament just like that. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. The 2-2 pitch well outside, and the count is full. Brett Osborne being patient. Bob Zine up to 70 pitches here in the ballgame. The full count, payoff pitch. Bob Zine gets it, now will step off. We'll reset on the mound. Osborne steps back in, and now he'll call for a time. Playing a cat and mouse game here at the moment. And now another time is called. Trying to keep the suspense and everyone here a bit longer. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the full count, and this one is going to get away from Jackson Hennis. It will be considered a ball, as I think he thought that was going to be strike number 3. Can't hold on to it. Runners now on first and third. And Redfield will now bring up Christian DeYoung, the left fielder. So Christian DeYoung will step into the batter's box. With runners on the corners, this pitch outside. DeYoung, by the way, 1 of 4 here in the ball game. Now comes in for a call. Strike Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by another one of our Redfield Dairy Queen sponsors, Heartland State Bank. They've grown to serve the communities of Wessington, Tulare, Highmore, and Redfield. They're proud to provide uptown services with the hometown touch. The 1-1 fouled, 1-2 now the count, and once again down to their final strike is a Redfield Dairy Queen. Last time they got here, Brett Osborne was able to battle back. The 1-2, Bob Zine trying to end the ball game. The 1-2, swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Pruchniak, 7 strikeouts for Bob Zine, and Elk Point Colt 45s for the first time in their history will make the second round of the state amateur tournament, defeating the undefeated Redfield Dairy Queen by a final score of 7-1. Elk Point Colt 45s will take on the Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks coming up at 5:30 on Monday evening. And the Redfield Dairy Queen will bow out of the state tournament with a very, very successful year, but can't quite get it done here at the state tournament. Before we say goodbye, let's finally wrap this game up. Again, Colt 45s defeat Redfield Dairy Queen 7-1, thanks in part to 4 runs in the 6th inning. Peyton Osborne induced Keaton Gale to a hit into a fielder's choice, but 1 run scored. And from there, Ashton Pick singled, scoring a run. Jay Tuller hit a sacrifice fly, scoring a run. And also Hunter Cotton drew a walk, scoring 1 run. That's how that 4 runs came together in the top of the 6th there. Redfield Dairy Queen got on the board in the 2nd inning after Brent Osborne singled, scoring a run. Jake Prusniak started on the hill for Colt 45s. The righty gave up 6 hits on 1 run. It was unearned over 5 innings, striking out 7 and walking 3. Osborne stepped on the bump first for Redfield Dairy Queen, giving up 10 hits and 7 runs over 6 innings, striking out 8 and walking 2. Logan Bobzine tossed 4 innings of scoreless ball for Colt 45s in relief. The reliever allowed 5 hits, striking out 7 and walking 1. But again, the winning pitcher for tonight will go to Pruchniak. The losing pitcher will be Osborne, Peyton Osborne, if you will, for Redfield Dairy Queen. Once again, our finals for today. Dimmick Emery beats Lake Norton 7-2. Also, Castlewood defeats Tabor 7-5. In earlier action this evening, Hartford Humboldt Wood Ducks defeated Meadow 4-2. And right now, Elk Point Colt 45s get the victory 7-1 over Redfield Dairy Queen. Tomorrow's games get started at 11 o'clock with Flandreau taking on Alexandria. And the other game in the afternoon will be Platte Killer Tomatoes taking on the Del Rapids Mudcats. That one's set for 1 o'clock. If you can't make it here to Cadwell Park, we have all the exclusive streaming of all 37 games right here on Live Ticket TV. For our producer this evening of Spencer Bewley, our cameraman of Jody Brozick, my color commentator tonight, Cole Larsh, I'm Heath Nimke, bidding you adieu from Mitchell and Cadwell Park. We'll catch you back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock then. Until then, have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.